rubbed my eyes once, then twice. Was it really him? Ander, my brother in the flesh, looking slightly worse for wear, but in one piece. His mustache still bushy, and his cheeks flecked with dirt and dust. I was so thankful to see him again. And just like usual, he goes straight into making up stories to impress my friends. Caught a 200-pound fish? Yeah, right. It couldn't have been more than 100, and half of that was the tail fins and the teeth. Fed a whole village? Sure. If 12 people is a village, then I guess you did. He's as good of a liar as he is a poet, and believe me, he can't rhyme to save his life. Let me tell you about Ander. He's an immensely capable person, but let's say his imagination can sometimes get the best of him. Sometimes his plans are easier said than done. He has taught me, or at least helped me work through almost everything I've ever known or done in my life. And he has gotten me out of more than one jam in my lifetime too. Like that time at Fledger's Reef where the tide came in much faster than we expected, and we had to scale a sheer cliff. Or when I broke 2 cartwheels in one day in the Radamans as the snow was starting to fall. If he hadn't figured out a way to mend them, we would have been stuck there for weeks, or worse. Of course, I wouldn't have even been in either of those places if not for him. Fledger's was the best place to get the mussels for his mussel stew. That shortcut through the Drunes Pass to get to the hot springs was his idea. Turns out it was more of a rocky minefield than a pass. So I wasn't shocked when he said he had a plan to get rid of the Chimera. Leading it into a huge hole in the ground? Right. Having to cut some beams in half in order to make it plunge into the abyss? Sure. But it was the best and really the only plan we had, so I eagerly jumped in after him. The drop was precarious, and the platform was about as sturdy as a schooner in a storm. And you can only imagine my horror when, as the scaffolding rocked and swayed, I saw Ander lose his footing. He fell in slow motion as I reached for his arm, nearly taking the plunge myself. My heart stopped for the second time that day. How could I be so foolish to make it all the way here to have him die trying to be a hero? Thankfully, my friend saved him. Rezek with a spell to slow his descent, and Dresden with lightning-fast reflexes, which I only wish I could possess, using the Herniax to catch and swing Ander back onto the scaffolding below, albeit really, really far down below. What a brave fool. I'm so thankful to still have him around. I'm thankful to have all of them around.
Welcome to MinusOneCHarisma, the second best Dungeons & Dragons stream on the internet, and welcome to our Aventide D&D campaign, everybody. Let's go to a multi-person view. Oh look, we're a multi-person now.
There we are.
Yeah!
Just one amorphous blob of person.
At last we left off, you guys had just defeated that giant 3-headed beast. The ram head, the serpent head, and the wolf head. Not before Trust kind of exploded in this, releasing her inner demons that took a physical form with armored and clawed gauntlets and big horns and a huge armored tail, which she, like, plugged into the ground, saving Dresden. Stabbed into the ground, planted into the ground.
Good thing there was a tail plug there, because otherwise, if it was a European plug, we would have been boned.
I know, I'm electric tiefling. I'm very eco-conscious.
Immediately, setting that chimera off of the cliff and into that big dark pit. Ander almost fell, but thank you to Rezek and Dresden, they managed to swing over and save him. You guys regrouped and immediately went back to see if Akoda was dead or not, and you realized, like, all of his weird creations had basically released into that little caged area where there was just tons of weird stuff. Mostly deadly. Cornelia almost got eaten by that whatever plant creature thing, jaw. It was like a Venus flytrap, but in the ground. You immediately went back to HQ and scared Jeff into pooping his pants. That is of note. Pup mostly had the... and then Rezek had helped him by prestoing his pants clean. You guys had dropped Trust and Pup's sister off in boxes on the dock. Trust had fallen unconscious, so you kind of just made a little bed for her and put her in a box, covered it up, and you went back to HQ to talk to Daladale, Zuna, and Freewin when this creature with a cape, small creature, kind of just floated by with big red eyes. The entire cavern, lights kind of flickering off of the ceiling and all around from that star-studded cape that looked like it was kind of waves of the ocean, almost like it was underwater itself. It kind of floated by, looked into the HQ, and one of the things you guys notice when it came by, you all saw it plain as day, and it was scary and it was creepy. Yes. But no one else around you seemed to react. It kind of just floated on by, and you would have thought that people, while most people were still hiding, Rezek had been making those crazy noises, and screams and such, and now that those have stopped, people had been coming out of their tents a little bit just to check out what's going on, and no one seemed to react to this creature as it floated by. And it's definitely not something normal that you've ever seen before. And that's where we left off last week.
By the way, someone like sensed something coming from the pit. Who was that again?
That was me.
That was you. Okay.
And I think it was that. And it filled me with horrible dread, premonitions of like...
Yeah, the plank. Yeah.
Basically shitting myself.
Tight.
Yeah, from the plank, not the pit. Everything down here starts with the P, except for HQ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. So
Hey,
Silent P.
Silent.
It's a silent P. It's like a pterodactyl.
yeah. Headquarters. Can you describe what the not the cape, the cloak, Primo? But what does the body of this thing look like again? Because
it's hard to see the body clearly. Okay. It's small. It's about Cornelia size. You can kind of see the outline. The cape is much longer, and it's kind of floating in the air. It looks humanoid. The eyes may be too big for its head, and you don't really see necessarily a mouth or anything. It's very, very dark. It's kind of like halfway between a shadow and a actual physical thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. But I just wanted to... It's been a week, and I was like, I think it's basically like this, and just kind of with a big old cape. All right, fair. Okay, I'm just gonna silently crap myself for a minute.
It just ends up being two Azurelings standing on top of each other and just walking around.
Yeah.
Let's not find out.
Yeah, but we're still in HQ.
You're still in HQ, yeah.
Okay. And Trust isn't with us.
Trust is not with you.
And we know we're protected from being seen because of the thing Rezek is wearing, as long as we're near Rezek.
I mean, it didn't seem like you didn't test the length of the amulet of Unseen Eyes.
Okay.
You never tested it. I mean, you didn't test but you didn't test like football fields worth. You guys had tested length, but not a huge diameter. So you're unsure if Trust is protected or not. But Rezek, give me a perception check, because you've gone back to being blind since Eva has gone back to sleep just to rest, because you had been using her eyes.
Well, we were saying like we took a break and then I let her rest for a while, and then she came back. You want to do it where she's still away?
Well, roll a perception check anyways. Just give me that.
Okay.
And
19.
A 19, yeah. So while Eva was sleeping, you could still see Trust, because remember, you could only see the people that you were keeping hidden in this darkness. You could only see like this like white misty outline of the people that you had been keeping, and you could still see Trust sleeping in the box.
Cool.
Sleeps like a rock, doesn't move.
Like a rock.
Yeah,
Okay.
a very respectful bedmate if you ever had to bunk like 5 in bed.
Okay, sweet.
So you're pretty
Just
sure.
clarification. Did we drop Ander in the box too? I thought we had done that as well, but I just wanted to make sure. Or did he not?
I thought he'd come with you to HQ. I don't remember putting him in the box, but
That's how I had remembered it, but
Okay.
I think we did as well.
Okay.
But
Can we roll
I
back
must
the
have
tapes?
forgotten. Yeah. That's on me. So yeah,
If I remember,
Ander also
yeah.
is hiding in a box. Not the same box as Trust, a different box.
different box.
There was enough boxes.
Plethora of boxes.
In a box.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, what are we doing, and what the hell is that?
Two great questions.
Is that the thing that I'm afraid to even name? Because sometimes when you name things, they know you've said their name.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
Great.
think it's that. But do we want
You
to
don't?
investigate or just try to leave it alone and hide from it, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we sit down and have tea with it, if that's what you're asking.
What if I give it some
we could
cake?
No cake.
Cake.
No cake.
I don't think we
I'm
have
gonna
any
pretend
cake.
to start walking like I'm just probably playing to like I'm gonna go. Ah, you got you.
I'm going to say we came down here under the premise that they couldn't see us. And let's not provoke them at this point in time. Maybe let's just try to keep our distance.
I agree. So what do we have?
Right.
How much time do we have before we think that
Maybe a couple
Elevator.
hours.
Maybe a couple.
maybe a couple? Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to tell down here.
All right. Well, we have to get Camden. Is there anyone else we need to gather to head back up?
No, that's pretty much it. I think Zuna's already with us. And look back, is Zuna still there?
Yeah. Zuna's still there with you.
Great. So we have Zuna. Yeah, we just need to get Camden, and we're all set.
Now, should we try to hide as many of us as possible while all of the Ashen Riders are still hiding themselves? If, they come around, maybe they have some powers that can wrangle these creatures that have run amok, and the Ashen Riders are going to go back to their normal duties, so it might be good to have a little bit of discretion, hide ourselves as much as possible at this point in time.
Maybe. I'm just wondering why that thing came out and what that means for us.
Do you think it sensed the monsters? The big guys? Do you think it sensed all the pets?
Maybe.
Maybe Vokodo?
Maybe.
Maybe Can
Maybe it's
anyone else
happy
see it?
hour over in the Lowe's.
Just comes by for a drink every once in a while.
Because what if no one else can see it, but we can? Because
Yeah, that's got ramifications for sure.
should we pretend not to see it? What if I make direct eye contact?
Don't once again, please stop.
Trust.
She's so tall. Why are they so
As
tall?
you're in this box, you hear wood being pried, like just creaking wood next to you, and you kind of hear this low humming that's like.
Am I supposed to hear something right now? I didn't hear it.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
oh,
I
it
think your
didn't.
mic,
it
your
didn't
mic
go
got
down.
out.
Yeah, you just hear.
It was like,
It's
that
really
was
low.
absolute
It's almost like this.
silence.
You hear this buzzing. It's like
That sounds like a llama from Minecraft. So
This sounds like a villager.
yeah, it's very similar. And then you kind of hear in a strange accent, but still in common. What's in here? What's in here? And you start hearing like prying sound. And
Ooh. I cast thaumaturgy from inside my box. And try and wait. Is that not what I'm thinking? Oh, I don't want my voice to boom.
You did it. You did it already.
Oh no!
No take backsies.
I want to create. No, I want to create an ominous whisper. I can create an ominous whisper.
Okay.
And I wanted to say, "Get away from the boxes."
Yeah. So you
But
make this
it's
ominous
not
whisper that says,
from me.
"Get away from the boxes."
It's gonna originate from away from me, like.
Are you just
Because I don't
guessing? Like how far
yeah,
away?
well,
Because
I
you can't really
heard-
see.
Right, but I heard the right.
Yeah.
So I heard that. So I've got to try and put this whisper for like that direction, but further than it, so that it hopefully comes from behind it.
Okay. So you whisper. What did you whisper again?
Stay away from the boxes.
And immediately you hear, "Ha! He's there!" And you hear this weird high-pitched ching, followed by this low grumbling sound as your box is just thrown and toppled, and all of you in HQ just hear this huge explosion, and you see this dust cloud just explode from near the loading docks.
That was supposed to de-escalate. the situation.
Yeah, trust. Give me a dexterity saving throw as this box is thrown possibly 4 or 5 times all around.
4 or 5 times?
Yeah.
Do we have a chance to respond to what's happening?
Well,
It's
it's hard to
just-
tell.
Not there.
Is the thing over there now? Do we still see the thing?
It had floated off.
Potential-
It had floated off in that direction.
Great.
So
That's
you're
that's-
probably pretty
that's
sure.
10.
A 10.
It's a 10.
So yeah, because you had that padding in the crate, you were able to kind of like balance yourself, and you only hit the hard side, the soft side of the
Okay.
crate. Had it not been there, you're like, I might have broken a couple fingers. And you feel like this dust settle down on the box, and you can kind of see through those little cracks, like there's this huge cloud, and then it's just silence after this explosion, and then you start to hear, "Oh my god!" And you hear this
Oh, no,
voice of like a
Anders!
halfling, just kind of like, "Oh gosh!" And through the dust, you can see him like, "Oh my arm, oh still not healed all the way." And then you kind of see that figure floating above him, and it's got those big old red eyes, and it's just looking down at him almost inquisitively, not angry, not disturbed. It's hard to tell, but it's just looking at him. And you start to hear that
Alright.
buzzing, humming coming back. That
All right.
Am I? Oh, sorry. Am I able to get out of the box, or am I nailed
Out of
in?
the box.
your box had a lid. It was nailed on. You can try
Okay.
and break one of those panels if you'd like, or knock the lid off.
No, I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna see what happens before revealing myself. Maybe they'll come running. Maybe this thing won't attack Anders.
We put our trust in a box.
Yeah. What are the?
When we hear the loud crash, I'd probably, or Rezek would probably be like, okay, well, we probably should intervene. That can't be good, and starts like
Yeah.
moving in that direction.
Here we go.
Yeah, if that came from the loading dock and we could tell, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'd be
you
gone
guys
too.
pop out of the HQ and you look around the corner and you see the same thing. Anders kind of laying there, really kind of like rolling his arm, standing, like looking around, shaking his head.
Does it look like he sees anything?
Doesn't clock this being, just looking around, kind of like, what could that possibly be? But really, I mean, that arm really hurts. I don't know if you guys have ever dislocated an arm and then gotten blown up by magic, but it really does a number on you. He looks
I think-
fine for the most part. Maybe a few cuts and bruises, but that arm, man.
It's tough. I think we've learned a valuable lesson, though, as a group, about trying to get the DM to retcon something. So put that in our pocket for future. No.
Noted for the future.
Yeah, and as you're kind of watching, this thing is looking at Ander and kind of floating up above, floating around, making like an orbit here and there, just looking at. And you hear that muttering, and it's not even humming anymore. You just hear him kind of under his breath speaking.
Noisy. Like,
I love
and then
this
it starts
thing. I don't know what it
floating,
is.
and then it starts floating off towards Akoto's, what was Akoto's palace.
All right.
We either need to collect this thing like a Pokemon or get the hell out of here.
I mean, I kind of like it so far.
I kind of like it way more than the bourgeois. If I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get the. We're still going.
How fast is it moving?
It's moving briskly. It's pretty fast. Because it doesn't have to walk. It's just floating. You know, it seems to like accelerate and then slow down and then like almost like it's making like a feather would fall sometimes, like back and forth. It kind of moves like that in these like waves. It sways left and then sways right while moving forward.
Okay. All right. Then I won't call after it then. From my box.
Have we gotten there yet?
Yeah, so you guys make your way over there. How, are you guys just like running over?
Yeah, just like quietly.
Stealthily running.
Stealthily running.
Yeah, you guys start
Sprinting
moving.
quietly.
You guys move swiftly, but quietly over. And Ander sees you and is just like, "Oh, what was that?" And when Ander talks, the thing flips around and just stops, comes to a dead stop, and looks. And it seems to just like, its eyes are so bright they're almost like searchlights now, kind of beaming out. And through the darkness, and again, the torches that were once there, most have gone out now. Yeah, exactly like that. And it starts to scan around, and it seems to look through you guys. Just looks around.
Cue the Beatles track. Does he see us being like?
It doesn't seem like he notices you. He definitely clocks Ander a couple times.
No, not him. Ander. I'm.
Yeah.
Ander kind of like
we're doing
freezes.
the zip it.
Freezes like, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Place.
As long as he's picking it up.
And then it kind of like turns back to Akoto's and then just floats on back.
Yeah. Apparently, we do not need to catch them all. Let's make sure he's all right and that Trust is alive, because we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys notice, you start hearing like a whimpering coming from a box. Most likely Pup's sister. And you find Daye's box has been completely 180'd on top of itself, so the lid to the box is now on the ground.
Great. Total nightmare. I start slowly, carefully flipping it over.
Yeah.
As I do that, I check on my sister.
Yeah, you check, and your sister seems fine. Just was not prepared for it. It seems like her box didn't get hit nearly as hard as Daye's, or Trust's box. And as you guys kind of are fixing these boxes quietly and softly, you start to hear that being start to, his voice gets louder and louder, and you hear off in the distance just him yelling, "Noisy! Noisy! So noisy! Noisy, noisy, noisy!" And then you hear shing! And from above you, just this blue-violet explosion erupts from the ceiling. And thousands of tons of rock just come falling down from the sky and just completely crushes the entire area that was Akoto's place. Completely crushes it. And you this giant blanket of dust just rolls all over all of you guys. And everything goes silent. All the torches go out. Everything is in complete darkness except for these two glowing, almost ruby eyes, just floating around almost like a searchlight, now floating around in the room.
Okay, yeah.
Can they understand it, or am I only understanding it because is it speaking demonic or whatever?
No, it's speaking
Or-
common. It's speaking common.
Oh, right, you said that. I'm sorry.
How considerate of it.
Yeah.
Can I whisper to Rezek, is there any way we can extend the spell to the rest of our party?
Oh. We can try. We probably should find somewhere to find safety for now, and then just to hide out from this thing, and then we can figure that out.
Back in the HQ?
Probably.
Maybe the big guy's tent? Zaj's tent? It's big.
How much more time do we have?
You have a couple hours, it seems like. But as you guys notice, in HQ, you start to see a couple lights start to light up, like people are lighting torches. Not a lot of them, but a few of them. And instantly, when those lights come on, you see those floating lights. The eyes just kind of over to that.
Oh my goodness.
It starts floating on over to what looks like HQ.
This is just the
far as you
worst
can tell.
groundskeeper ever.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we need to
have-
do whatever we're going to do silently and invisibly.
Yeah, and we have to get back over there because one, Camden's still there. It is Zuna?
Zuna?
Still with us?
Yeah, Zuna, Jaladale. Zuna, no, she stayed in HQ.
Yeah, great. So we need her. We need Camden. We need. Is there anyone else down here that we need? We need to get the hell out of here. Is what we need. Okay. Do
We
you
need that
think
husband.
Yeah, it's all we
Um,
have.
That's pretty much
We
new.
have eyes on.
And Cornelia, that stone with the rune that you had picked up in Akoto's place, it starts to warm up in your pocket.
All right, I'm gonna pull it out and just like palm it to Rezek and whisper like, "Do you recognize this? The symbol?"
Do I?
Give me an Arcana check with advantage.
It's getting warm.
20?
20. This is a rune that you've seen a couple times in the commission. It's usually used for communication, and it's similar to like a spell of sending. It should be some kind of communication device.
Gotcha.
A rocky-talkie
well, this
of
is,
sorts.
This is a communication device of some sort, and we probably don't want to communicate with whoever's on the other end of it for now. So let's just put this away. I just put it in my backpack for now. I'll like wrap it up in like a rag or something just to make sure it's kept in there and it has something around it to keep it from like melting anything around my backpack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not hot at all, but it's just warm, like slightly warm to the touch.
Is someone
Gotcha.
calling us? Is that why it's warm?
Well, if someone is calling us, Daye, we don't want to answer. I think, Dresden, I think we need to get into HQ for sure. I think that maybe I can make a distraction for this thing, make a loud noise 30 feet away from us, and hopefully it will leave us alone.
How about like 300 feet or more?
I don't have that kind of reach, unfortunately.
I mean, no offense, bud, but I can throw a rock further than 30 feet. You know what I mean?
Really?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait,
So
we
we're
don't
trying to
need to
make-
gauge that right now. It's dark. We'll figure this out later. So
Yeah,
You
Right,
make
right.
volume where? Why? It's not bothering us as long as we're quiet. We're trying to make HQ quiet.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's heading towards HQ. I was thinking making a loud noise 30 feet away from us that just says, "Turn the lights off!" And hopefully they'll hear it and turn the lights off, because right now it's...
Why don't you just
heading
make
in the
another
direction of HQ.
screech of that monster thing, so that it actually goes and gets the monster thing?
Could do that as well, but I was just trying to think of a way to help the HQ because they have the lights on and he's going there right now.
Yeah.
Is it the lights or the sound?
Seemed like
Maybe
the
it's
lights.
You think that it's the lights that's distracted you, not the sound? Because you kept saying, "Oh, the sound, the sound."
Yeah, no, I think it's mainly sound, but I don't think this thing's blind. Do we?
What if I just turn the lights off?
Can I just like loudly from inside my box be like,
I'm coming. I've flipped you over by this point, I'm sure. Quietly.
Yeah, you flip the box over. You didn't open it yet.
Go.
Horns are just caught in the side.
Yeah.
Open the lid. Oh yeah, that's why I keep doing that. Yeah, I opened it up. If it'll be quiet, otherwise, no, you're stuck in there forever. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Trust, you can see black and white around you. It seems like everything has gone dark, though, and your dark vision is all you have right now to rely on.
But the lid's open?
The lid's open, yeah. You managed to get it open surprisingly quietly.
nice, shake myself.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Wait, is it unseeably dark where we are right now?
Yeah. So all the lights have kind of just gone out. After
Okay, I'm
that
just gonna
explosion.
stop and give myself some dark vision so I can actually see.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't see anything. So
Yeah,
great.
same. I'd be holding on
Sweet.
to someone.
I just high five the air, just like assuming that you're also high fiving
Yeah.
somewhere.
So Cornelia,
like-
Pup, and Trust, you all see Dresden air
I
fiving.
fart a little bit and then I can see. It's like,
Is that all it takes?
Yeah.
that's how I cast dark vision.
And Cornelia and Trust, you see that, almost visible
And
exchanging.
I fart a little.
Yeah. Yeah. And that sound
Right.
echoes through the chamber. No.
Is Dresden still large or is he smaller again?
No,
Oh,
Dresden's
fuck
still
me, I'm
big.
still huge.
No, Dresden's still big. That's why he was able to
Yeah,
easily pull,
Thanks for
move the
reminding
crate
me.
over. Yeah.
Took long enough. Didn't seem that easy.
Yeah, Dresden's
No,
still approximately he's 9'5" right now.
Maybe you have another hour.
Never quite 10 feet. Yeah, I think I have like 3 more hours. Like I don't know how we're getting out of here with me big, because I roll. Has it been an hour? How long has it been since I drank that
About an
potion?
hour, yeah. You got about 3 more
So I got
hours.
3 more hours. Super duper.
Rezik,
I don't know that, though.
the stone seems to be pulsing again, as if it went cold, and it's now starting to warm up again. And you know this obviously is like someone is trying to communicate, and they've
It's on silent.
recast the spell.
Gotcha. I know that means like you should answer it as like a player, but I don't think that's to answer it because it's probably a bad guy on the other line.
Answered or not, I'm just letting you know that's what's happening.
What if they go to voicemail?
Just so you know, the rocket is now heavily vibrating in your backpack.
Can I see it? Can I see it lighting up? Or like doing a
it's
thing?
not really lighting up, it's just heating up.
Okay,
You wouldn't
okay,
really
okay.
be able to see anything. There's no visible yeah. No.
It's all
Can I take
infrared.
Can I take a look in that book to see if it's anything useful really quick? The one that was all tattered up.
Yeah, so you pull out that it looked like a small, almost diary shape. It's hard to make out in the darkness exactly what it says, but it seems like a lot of scribbles and drawings. It's a lot of notes. You do see some familiar shapes, and like the chimera or the augmented chimera and such. It looks like these are some more of his scientific notes in that kind of script of him piecing together
Actually, I'm gonna nudge Dresden.
I feel it in my head.
We've acquired some sort of communications device from Akoto's house, or whatever you want to call it. They're trying to communicate with us right now. Should we answer and pretend we are Akoto, or what should we do?
That's a good question. I can't see that.
Neither of you can see it, huh? I'm just really excited because I don't know. I don't know that you guys can't see it.
Well, I heard the loud gasp, so I know immediately Pub has an idea.
Yeah, Rezek, actually drop your vision and you'll be able to at least see everyone in silhouette, right?
True.
Well.
Eva, and I just kind of ask if I can drop the vision for a second or for a little while. From Eva, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, I can.
Gimme.
Yeah, and you can almost see better because of that weird power now. Because Eva could really see in the dark, but you can see now the wisps of the different people.
All right, well, I'm not sure it's a fucking magic 8-ball. We'll fucking flip it over.
It says yes to answering.
Hello.
I mean, it's probably someone above, maybe.
There's only one way to find out.
Did it happen after the...
It could be the Amber Rose herself, as far as we know.
I mean, what do you know about these things? Will they be able to see you? Will they be able to know who you are, or just listen? Because we can always pick it up and not answer.
Well, as far as I know, sending stones usually are just for communicating verbally.
All right.
I can sound like a Kodo.
Truth. I point into the wrong direction.
I tap you on the wrong shoulder. I can sound like a Kodo.
He's got a point. Yeah, pick it up. Pick it up, but don't say anything.
And I turn into a Kodo.
Don't say anything until we think it's a good idea, right? Collectively. Otherwise, if they reveal themselves,
I'm just giving thumbs up and not saying anything.
Which we can't
no
see.
idea.
Let me know that.
Just
Do you hear me?
It's good.
Hello?
How are you holding it?
So I'm taking the stone.
Okay.
Well, because I saw Kodo talking into it earlier, so I'm gonna do what I saw him doing.
Yeah. So you hold it up to your mouth, and immediately you hear this not quiet, not super loud, but louder than you guys have definitely been talking. And it comes in a little scratchy at first. You're moving through a lot of stone. The spell maybe losing a little bit of its fidelity. But you kind of hold it up and you hear, "This is Carrington from Camp Bromelda. Over. This is Carrington from Camp Bromelda. Over."
Hey, Carrington. Hi. Hey, Carrington.
Quietly.
What's the purpose of this call?
Yeah, we just heard a loud noise. We wanted to.
Hey, Carrington. Carrington. That's your name now. If you could talk more quietly, my ears are very sensitive. I have very sensitive ears.
Oh, I apologize, Captain Akoto.
That's right.
I will speak at a more legible volume. That is more pleasing to your ears. Over.
Maybe a little soothing if you could just whisper.
Yes. This
I
is.
just want James to do it.
This is mighty, the unorthodox, Captain Akoto. We just wanted to know if you were okay. We heard a loud noise. Some of us have activated the emergency protocol. Just wanted to inform you the lift will be raising in 15 minutes. Over.
15 minutes. Good to know. Thank you.
And we will be sending an emergency team down. So please send an envoy with a detailed report on the happenings of what is going on.
To be sure. Excuse me, to be sure.
Oh.
I will be sending some soldiers up as you bring the envoy down, just as a warning. I have things for them to attend to outside of the pit in order to really make sure the things down here are taken care of.
Copy that, Captain Akoto.
Do you copy?
Yeah, yes, copy that. We will be sending the
15
platform
minutes?
up in 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yes.
15?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Make it. We need to make sure that everything down here is taken care of. Make it,
We'll be, sending in an emergency contingency. All right. Well, if that is all,
see though,
Captain.
hold on, but Reza can see. I'm asking him 20 or 30. Make it 20. Make it 20. We
20 minutes. Oh, Captain.
20 minutes.
That is really not part of the emergency protocol. It strictly was a 15-minute waiting period.
That's great.
The Ember Rose might be a little upset to hear that we're changing emergency protocols.
Would you rather have? That's fair. That's fair. I don't want to have to deal with her again. Not after last time.
Okay. Well.
I hate to see her go, but love to watch her leave.
If nothing. Wow. Oh, God. Oh, God. Don't. And you kind of hear like the he might be banging it on something, like just freaking out, like trying to hide it, like as if she had heard that, he would be dead, even though he wasn't the one who said it. Oh, yes, Captain Akoto. Well, if that is all, sir, I will be
over and
signing
under.
off.
And I hang up.
Okay. Yeah, and you hear from the
That went
sending
really
stone.
well.
It's still going. You kind of hear noise, and then in the distance you hear, "Oh my God, that guy is so crazy! I couldn't believe he did." And it shuts up.
And I relate. I don't know if you guys could. And I turn back into the generic dude. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I want to say that we should probably get everything going pretty fast because they're going to be pulling up the thing in like 15 minutes, so we need to grab and go.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I have two things we can do. I can make everything really, really dark everywhere, but that guy could see. Or I could do the thing that I did earlier where I want to make us all sneaky, just like Tiny Toes. Are we doing Tiny Toes sneak time? Tiny Toes sneak time?
Well,
Tiny
The
Toes sneak
issue
time,
is that-
grab and go. We got 15 minutes.
it's pretty dark in here. We're all probably pretty sneaky anyway.
Not
And-
from that guy.
Yeah. Maybe that's true.
Can we? Can you do it if we're all together? Can we wait for our friends if we can sneak into HQ and then do it with them to sneak out?
Can do.
Sneaky
If we're all
leaving.
together. If we're all together with Rezik, can you see us anyway?
Exactly. So we'll be sneaky and unseen. They'll be sneaky, hopefully not seen.
And 5, 6, 7, 8, go.
You guys start walking to
I'm on
HQ.
I like grab onto I
Oh,
want to grab onto Dresden's hand. Just like his pinky. Lead him along.
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing the same thing.
All right, everybody roll a stealth check.
Oh god.
how much
Do
can
I
I
risk-
see?
Do I risk using Bobby dice?
You can see, you can see maybe 30 to 40 feet, Cornelia, but it's only black and white. It's like seeing in shadows.
Bobby dice.
Do we get advantage with her casting this thing, or what?
I haven't cast
He
it.
hasn't they haven't cast it yet.
So I rolled a natural one.
So
20.
as Trust tries to
30,
get
20.
out of the box, you guys just hear. Pup, you and Cornelia could see this box is tipping over. It's about to crash onto the ground.
Stop it.
Okay, give me a dexterity saving throw, both of you. As you see it, and you're
Bobby dice. 18.
Yeah. 18.
And a 9.
Okay, Cornelia kind of like, oh, I mean to help. but doesn't really actually make it there. Pup kind of lets go, Dresden, of your pinky quickly, and just like a lightning bolt, catches this box. And trust, you tumble out of the box, but the box doesn't go crashing. Yeah, and you all start to like all looking towards each other, just as you guys walk over to and you look inside, and there's quite a bit of light in HQ. People have lit torches and such just because of the eeriness of that what had just happened, and you see that thing with the cloak floating around, looking at people, looking right in their faces and floating off, and nobody other than Daladale and Zuna seem to see it. Not even Freewin. You see them both clocking it, watching it very distinctly.
Time to play pretend.
The rest of them, and it's kind of looking around. It's like, oh, look at this. Noisy. And then you hear something, a mumbling, it's not this creature, but it's like this droning sound of just somebody's voice. Somebody that loves to hear their own voice. Maybe a tall, long neck, and it's just talking. And you hear this creature just looking at him, floating over him, and just going, noisy.
I mean, I don't think we're saving Jeff.
No, I'm not doing anything about that. As we walked over, though, I filled Ander in on the amulet and the importance of staying quiet and pretending that we don't exist.
Okay. Yeah, and as that's happening,
I'm gonna make minor illusion to just kind of do a lot of hushing sounds. Just shh.
Okay. Yeah. Jeff definitely doesn't pick up on your subtle shushing.
Can we kill him?
Rezik, give me a Arcana check. Straight up Arcana check.
And while I'm walking through, I'm kind of just like,
Okay.
21.
21. You start to see the creature pulls out this very bony, long-limbed hand and points it right at Jeff. And you start to see this green start to glow, and it almost drips with power. This energy getting larger and larger and larger until this beam lights up the whole area, and everybody freaks out. Just like a beam of green light flashes, almost blinding you. And then you hear silence. And where Jeff was is just piles of ash.
Honestly, though, his poor little heart, he's probably calmer wherever he is. He was not meant for this cruel, cruel world. R.I.P. Jeff.
All right, I'm just gonna be just trying to calm the crowd down, because that was, everyone's probably freaking out. I'm just kind of everyone, shh, just stay calm. I'm just trying to get everybody just to not freak the fuck out right now.
All right, yeah, you start calming
It's
people
probably
down,
impossible, but
and your voice, people are freaking out, and you try to calm them down, and you start to speak, and suddenly those eyes slowly turn towards you, Rezik. Those
jeez Louise.
It looks in your direction, and it kind of scans.
Okay.
It doesn't lock onto you. It starts
Sorry,
scanning
Dresden.
the area.
I'm
And then
making
you
this
hear,
a very loud noise from 30 feet away from HQ, as loud as I possibly can. I have to do something that's going to kill me. I'm sorry. I have no other choice.
God, he just said it didn't see you.
what direction?
It's looking at me. It turned to
What
look
direction?
at me. And way away from HQ, 30 feet away. It's not next to me. It's 30 feet away from me.
30 feet.
As far as I possibly
Three
can.
basketball hoops away. I mean, miles. Fucking huge.
I
All
gotta
right,
do something. I mean, I can either do nothing
yeah.
or do something. I'm doing something.
And you make a loud noise.
I'm making the chimera noise from 30 feet away, as far as I
Okay.
possibly can, away from HQ.
Yeah, and you do that, and you hear noisy, and then that shing.
It's away from us. Why would
And
it?
yeah,
Oh, God.
and
30 feet is the other side of a big room.
and you made it come from 30 feet away, and you made it sound far away. So
But
that
in a cave,
that
it echoes like
shinking-
crazy. It wouldn't just be like
that-
very
that
obvious where it
almost like
came
a
from.
blade chopping through something metallic. It sounds pretty far away. It sounds like this thing like clocked that noise, did the trigonometry, and was just like, it's this far away. And from down closer to where the dive opening is, you hear that deep guttural explosion of rock just starts, and another wave of dust just covers everybody, putting out most of the lights. And now people are just huddled, intense, just not coming out. No one's coming out. No one's moving. No one's making noise. As this thing kind of calmly just turns again and starts floating around.
Is there any light? Can I see at this point?
There's like maybe 1 or 2 torches still lit that had been
I'll put
dropped
them
on the
out.
ground. But they're you're
I
gonna put them out. Okay, the second you presto them out, again that being looks down at the torches, just inquisitively, and then it looks up slowly in your general direction, not right at you. Hello,
I'm just.
is someone there? Maybe someone I can't see.
And I just stay crouched to the ground as long as I can, just super quiet.
No one? That's so interesting. Hello? Hello? And it flies right up to maybe within 5 feet of you. Trust. It flies almost into you as it's like right in your face, but it's looking through all of you. And it floats up, and you see its eyes. I mean, you don't really get any facial expressions, just these eyes that are squinted, looking around, trying to peer into the darkness. Yeah, and doesn't clock any of those. It seems like, and it starts floating on, and then it finds, and you see the Freewin with Zuna. They're kind of, and Dalladale as well on the side. They're kind of all on locked together in a little unit behind one of the tents, and it floats around and it sees them. It seems like, and you hear, oh, look at this one all alone, little one, all by yourself. And Freewin, you notice, being an elf, you would know elves can see pretty well in the dark, but Freewin's eyes are like darting all over the room, and it doesn't seem like she's even clocked this guy's voice. But he's just staring at her.
Was she staying quiet? Was she staying low? Was she just like moving around like normal?
Yeah. No. She's just huddled in Dalladale and Zuna's arms.
And he still
off
saw
to the
her.
side.
Okay.
Yeah, seems like he can see her. But again, you have Dalladale and Zuna under the Amulet of Unseen Eyes right now, so they seem to be invisible. And then he looks around and goes, so no one would mind if I did this? And he holds up his finger, and you start to see this green glow.
Okay,
from
we have
his
to.
finger.
I mean,
Does he look
We gotta attack this
corporeal
thing.
or like?
yeah.
He looks maybe halfway there. It's almost like this thing's
He's living out
body
of-
is made out of shadow. It's almost like it's as if there was a shadow inside of like a glass container. That's the best description of this thing.
How far are we from the pit or the
The platform?
Yeah, the platform where the thing fell in. What the hell
You're
is that
maybe
thing
like
called?
200 feet, yeah, from that.
Okay. Are there any rocks around? Like a big honking rock that a dude that's almost 10 feet could pick up? That would be like a baseball to a guy that's like 10 feet tall?
Yeah, I mean, now that he's caused 2 cave-ins, there's probably rocks all over. Not in HQ, though, because they have those almost palisade-like fences around it. So not a lot of rocks have fallen inside here. There's stuff around, though. There's broken carts. There's other stuff. There's plenty of large objects you could throw.
I was hoping for a rock.
Give me a investigation check, actually.
I have rocks, by the way. I collect rocks sometimes.
I don't
You
think.
got that sending stone.
I have non-magical rocks. You can also use.
23.
Yeah, so just maybe 20 feet away, there's a makeshift fire pit that people have built, and there's stones about that size all around the outside of it. It's not lit right now, but you might be able to sneak over and grab one. But that guy's like right in your face.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'll start heading
Okay,
over.
give me a check.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack. I'm not gonna let their daughter, who they just finally got back, die immediately when they reunite with her. That would be so sad.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's stuck in the dice tower.
Oh no.
I don't think that's ever happened. Oh no.
I think that's a bad omen. Not to jinx it, but I'm jinxing it.
Okay. Stealth?
Yeah.
13?
13. Here we go.
Lucky number. I can't be
start
seen.
to
Does that help?
sneak away. Yeah, and you barely saw this fire pit through the torches right before Rezik had put them out. So you kind of are in the dark. Actually, yeah. So you yeah, it should have been disadvantage. You move over and
would not be possible. I wouldn't have done it. So,
no.
I can't do it if it would
No,
be
so you start
disadvantage. I'd be
feeling
like, no,
through.
fuck
You start feeling through the darkness, the direction that you remembered it. You kind of take like a mental picture every way you go. So like that's what kind of saved you. You sneak over to this fire pit and you feel like you put your hand on one of those big rocks.
Yeah, I mean, if he's in the act of doing that, I'm just gonna try and hawk that thing basically over and make it hit like any of those big wooden sort of I don't know, the decking and whatnot to just try and like make as much noise as possible.
Okay.
So it's like 200 feet. One big old dude.
Roll an
I
athletics
mean, that's not really that
check.
bad, right? What is that?
Roll an
60,
athletics
6 yards.
An athletics
Yeah, that's
check
doable.
with advantage.
I mean, I think I could probably actually do that, like as a human,
Yeah.
like a normal human, like personally. Smaller rock.
Yeah.
Oh, with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank
You
God.
throw that rock, and it seems to go. You've got a good arc to it. You've got a good distance, and you expect it to hear
Some
clink
Tom
against
shit.
something stone, something rock, and it doesn't. You hear it hit something almost wooden, and that creature with its glowing eyes goes shoo, and lets off that green beam of energy, and you start to hear men's voices, some familiar, maybe Ashen Riders, start to scream as this explosion seems to have blown up their barracks somewhat. And it's yeah, so you just hear these people screaming and taking cover.
Also,
And Zuna and Dalladale take that slight distraction and then noise, and they grab Freewind and they book it to the other side of HQ, and the creature kind of turns and looks down, and it's still not convinced. It's really like,
Even with screaming men in the background of.
Yeah.
men make a lot of noise, you know, shouting and terror and all sorts of different tongues.
And it floats over, not directly where you are, Dresden. It kind of floats past where you are, and it's like looking off behind you, and it says,
Just try to be.
I
as
know
small
you're
as possible.
there. You're throwing rocks at me, huh? Well, you aren't a very good aim.
I am not a very good aim. Yeah, but I don't say that. And I just try and be like as small as someone who's 10 feet can be without moving my feet.
yeah.
Think
And
small.
it kind of
Think small.
floats,
Think
like,
small.
it floats off just being,
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Why is everything in this place insane? Yeah, I ain't fucking moving. I can't see shit.
yeah. And it's
Right.
just floating. It's floating around now, just saying hello. And it's been maybe 5 or 6 minutes.
I just start spelling CAMDE, and I stick my leg out for that one, EN, over where I think Rezik is.
And knowing what Dresden is saying, though I can't see him saying that, I motion to him that we need to keep Camden quiet. You know, like a you know.
I don't know if I can see him, but I do the secret Asian man chop signal.
And I give finger guns because I understand what that means.
Can you guys see?
No. So they're doing this whole thing, and Kelwise is pointing off into a wall, and Dresden is doing that like off into what looks like Jeff's ashes.
Okay, so I am seeing this, and do we have Camden?
You
We
don't
need to
have
get him.
Camden. Camden was over in
Okay.
the corner.
Yeah. I'm
You can keep him quiet.
gonna smack freaking Dresden.
Okay. Give me a stealth
A smack
check.
Is the floating thing gone?
No, it's still
Is it
floating
still-
around, yelling hello.
Me give a stealth check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you mean 5 minutes when you said it was like 5 minutes past? Because that means we only have 10 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
16.
Well, you're not sure if he's gonna break protocol for you or not.
I
We don't think he is.
I don't think that he is. Wait, I rolled a 16 on stealth for some reason.
Okay, so you sneak up to Dresden, and the floating
Oh,
being
sorry.
doesn't seem to clock you at all, and you smack him in the back of the head.
I'm gonna grab him and bring him back towards Rezik.
Okay. Yeah, and you
jumped
you
him.
managed to drag him back.
And I'm gonna tell him, shh. And I want to go sneak and grab their friend.
Okay.
Pop. Don't touch him. He doesn't like being touched, remember?
I'm gonna knock him out.
He'll probably... Oh. Okay.
How are you gonna knock him out?
I have a giant pole. I'm gonna bop him nicely. What else? What other option do
I don't
you
know.
have?
Dresden, look at you.
Take Dresden with you.
Wait, no, he can't see anything. He's useless. Tiny Toes, come with me.
Okay.
All right. So the two of you kind of go sneaking around. Both of you guys give me an investigation check to try and find Camden, because it's like you're in this darkness and you can see maybe 30 feet, but
Can it be like anything but investigation?
No,
I have a
no,
natural
because
20 plus 4.
Oh my god. She leads
So-
the way because I rolled
Yeah.
a 13 minus 1.
Yeah. Cornelia, you find Camden. He's quiet, but he's still got that nervous energy, looking down, rocking back and forth in the corner.
Do you
This
have
will
any
wait.
more paralysis stuff
That one?
with us? Any of that, like...
Looking at him, can I like intuitively see whether or not he would still freak out?
It seems
I
like he would
read?
absolutely freak out. Yeah, he still seems like
Okay.
just this bundle of nerves right now. That's
Then
just
I'm gonna
more
turn
so
to.
than before with all the stuff that's happening all around.
And I'm gonna turn to Cornelia. You're gonna need to lead us out. I won't be able to see after this. And I cast silence.
Okay. So, Cornelia, all around you, sound just
Familiar faces.
stops. It's just dead silent. Even it's like even more quiet. Usually when you're in a silence, you can hear either a ringing or like a white noise or the sounds of leaves or things around you, and there's just nothing. It sounds like death.
Wow. Let's,
Okay, roll an attack.
Non-lethal. Non-lethal.
Yeah, roll an
Sleeping
attack.
Betty time, baby.
You just kill him outright.
Mark him.
Too
Do I roll with just normal attack with
With
advantage?
advantage, he's
and tag.
considered prone.
Okay.
box him and tag him, I guess.
Actually, if you dropped your vision, it would be just a straight roll.
Well, I would have had it prepped, but okay. So do I take the lower then?
No, just roll one die.
Okay, all right. Okay, I will re-roll. That is a 13.
13.
Wait, no, it's not. It's a 14.
14.
It's a 9 plus 5. I'm good at math.
Yeah, so you hit something, you make contact, you're pretty sure it's a person. Cornelia, you see Pup just walk up and smack Camden right in the back of the head and just shoo, his body just out.
Can't
We
hear
got
you.
him.
Yeah.
I like feel around,
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put
And
her.
that-
Yeah. Good.
and then I
And I'm pulling her.
Yeah, so you
Oh,
manage
yeah.
to you feel around, you find that there's just a corpse in front of you that you assume is Camden. Still breathing, but completely out. And you pick this guy up, and he's surprisingly light. Almost feels like bones. Just bones barely there. So easily you pick him up, and then you kind of walk, and maybe 10 steps sound just comes back.
While this was happening, I wanted to ask around the rest of our group and see if anyone else had dark vision so we could go and get Zuna.
Yes,
Okay.
hello, I do.
You're our point person then. Lead the way.
Okay. I try to lead them towards Zuna.
Okay. You lead them to Zuna, who is across the camp. They had booked it with Freewin. Zuna, who can also see, kind of sneaks up. We need to stay quiet and hidden. Hopefully it will grow. Maybe in a couple hours when the lift comes, we can sneak off on it.
The lift is coming down in 10 minutes. We gotta go.
10 minutes.
The explosion sent off an emergency protocol. We've got to
makes
get
sense.
out of here.
All right. Well, should we head to the lift now?
Yes.
Yeah, say your goodbyes. It's time.
She kind of looks
Oh,
at.
also, Okoto is dead.
Well, that's a relief, truly.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, just one moment. And she turns and just gives Dalladale a hug with one hand, Freewin a hug with the other one, and just holds them tight. And then turns around and starts slowly sneaking off towards the... No words, nothing. Just heads off. Are you guys following?
Yeah, and on the way out, I'm gonna mouth to Pup. Not say it, but just mouth the words "thank you" for helping with Camden.
Well, yeah, and you don't really know. Yeah, you could see Pup kind of coming up in that grayish film, and Cornelia as well, and they seem to be hauling something, but like, and as that's happening, you hear,
Aha! Hello there, floating man. I see you.
Can I touch the floating man and make him disappear?
Who's the
sure. So
Camden.
Camden's on Pup's shoulder right now, and so
Oh.
seemingly Camden's just like flying through the air. Yeah,
Got
give me an
it.
Arcana. Give me an Arcana.
Okay. That is an 18.
An 18. You manage to pull him into this fold that you have, and instantly you hear this angry,
You will not get him if you're alive.
Pup, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Did anyone?
Dex
Did
save,
anyone?
dex save.
Did anyone bring me along? Or am I still just back there? Just
You're with us.
You're with
You
us.
were you were with Trust. Yeah. Trusted pulled you.
13.
Ooh, 13. So, unfortunately, it's like slow motion. You hear shing, and you all know it's just that half second before, and just the entire
be the
area
first one to die.
erupts. Cornelia, also, you were close. Roll a dexterity saving throw because you and Pup were together.
As like, can we like try to like stop him from killing it? Like, can I like try to make a whisper behind his head before he shoots it off?
I
Can see him take
mean,
the weapon out?
it's so quick. Like, you just hear that floating man, because you were concentrating already on trying to bring him in. You don't even really know where he is, because you can't see him. He's just this floating voice that's in a direction. So, unfortunately, yeah, Cornelia, what'd you get for dex save?
13.
A 13. You both go diving in different directions. As Rezik, you pull. I guess Rezik, you're in that blast zone too, because you have to touch Camden to do this. So you're gonna have to roll a dexterity saving throw as well.
Okay. That is dex saving throw. Okay, sorry, 20.
20. Rezik, you'll take half of this.
Oh God.
Half of 100 is how much again? Oh, 50.
Cornelia and Pup, you both take 13 points of this painful, stinging sensation. And it's almost like someone is taking needles and stabbing it into you 1,000 times as you watch your body literally rot in front of you as this necrotic just thing. And Rezik, you take half of that, and then you feel just this bombing wave, almost as if the stone itself is aging so fast and it's rotting, and that's what causes this explosion of just this time disruptance of necrotic energy. And then immediately it flies over and starts looking around, trying to find you.
Did I get you? Are you gone?
Quiet.
Are you still there? Ooh, I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Just know, I'm listening, and I'll find you.
What are you guys doing? Just staying quiet?
Crying, pooping our pants,
I just pretending
crying
I'm not.
more.
I don't.
Off in the distance, you start hearing more noise coming from the lows, and it seems to really catch his attention. You see him, he's like watching you guys, and every once in a while you hear that noise coming up, and one of his eyes just kind of goes like, and then back.
Yeah.
Like it just
I don't
this
like that.
noise is just so annoying and it's perturbing, and he just starts and goes flying off pretty quickly this time towards that area.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go. But also, I'm telepathically sending this to you guys, I guess. Or waving frantically
You're
again.
gonna whisper?
Yeah, I'm going to whisper frantically. I think the noise at the dive was a good idea. It's far away. It's a lot of noise. He seems to not like noise.
Right. Let's go.
I don't know if another rock is going to do it, though.
Oh.
I mean, I can make really loud noises. I could.
He is gone. Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
start
yeah,
testing
I
our
mean-
luck.
Let's
Wait,
go.
are you guys
Great.
just running over there?
At this
Are
point,
you
we're
guys,
just testing our luck.
Well,
are you guys stealthing? Are you guys running?
How much noise does the thing make when it goes up?
Probably
lot.
a lot.
A lot of noise. It was this
How
giant
high up
chains.
is it?
The plank, that platform that rises, a few hundred feet. It was huge.
So even if it, can I do zone of silence, or can I do silence on like a box and have that lift with us?
Let's see. Let's go to the interwebs.
And if you think about it, if you were on a ship and you cast it on a spot on the ship and you're moving, it would move with the ship because it's cast on the location on the ship. So
You would hope if it isn't tied
It
to.
says
just
it's
like-
tied to a point you can see. So
yeah, so you put it on the spot on the
well,
lift.
on a-
Could I have theoretically put it on
point.
myself?
I don't think so. I think darkness is on an object and silence sits like in a spot in space. You can try and modify it with, you can make a roll and try and modify that.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going, I'm gonna try to cast it on one of the boxes so that it lifts with us on the platform.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can definitely try stuff like that. It may cost more, but we'll see.
I don't care how much it costs. You can pay
I do.
that
I
man
have
his
one key point left. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Pay that
Yeah.
man his money.
And then if you, just as a forewarning, like if you try and modify a spell like that, it might fail as well.
I mean, it wouldn't work either way if it didn't work, right?
Yeah. So.
Great.
Yeah.
Super dupe.
what was Camden's fate after?
Camden
that
seems to be
happened?
just be laying on the ground.
Not.
It's like
covered by
surprising.
rubble
It's
or
like
anything?
like he was really loose because he was like not stunned. He just kind of
Oh, yeah.
rolled very
Or he's
nicely.
drunk in a car crash. He's just
Yeah.
fine.
Can we just pick him back up?
Yep.
Ander, carry Camden. Because you're corporeal.
Yeah.
Just
Ander is
where's give him to me.
well. Ander's maybe a little small to be carrying.
Yeah,
Camden, you would be
I'm
dragging.
fucking huge.
Yeah,
And Ander's
but
also not. Well, Camden's now invisible.
we made him invisible. Did we also
Yeah.
make Ander invisible?
Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and make everybody that's not invisible.
Okay.
That's the
Roll an
right
Arcana
answer.
check.
Okay.
Lead me to the body. Lead me to the body.
I got
Okay,
you.
So that is
Thank
I
a
lead him.
15.
A
Then you
15.
climb
up
onto it
You can
well.
easily add Ander to that group of into your an amulet of unseen eyes.
Then
And it's starting to get tough. Like
let's get the
you
hell out of
notice
here.
this amulet is starting to wear on you. You're getting really tired. Holding this many people is starting to really take its toll on you physically. But you manage to get everybody inside. And you start moving with Zuna towards that platform.
On our way there, I'm just gonna cast Pass Without a Trace, just so we can get +10 to all of our stealth. Because even going up,
Okay.
probably we would
Yeah, I
still
was
need
gonna say
more
everyone
stealth.
roll a stealth right now.
So I cast that, so you get a +10,
+10.
Yeah.
Sick house.
and that's for everybody, because I can choose how many people.
26.
Oh, butts.
22.
Eating your dice.
Also 22.
33.
That's
What? 28
Del?
plus 5.
That's a 12?
13.
33.
Oh,
Plus 10?
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
23. My bad.
yeah. With the look on
33.
his face. Okay.
13.
Don't forget to add 10 to your roll.
I did.
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, 13 is not. It's not like, you know.
Yeah, it
33?
doesn't seem like this thing is floating around. You can kind of
Averaged.
see it off in the distance around the barracks, the lows. You guys managed to sneak back to this platform. What are you guys doing now that you're on the platform? Most of the boxes have kind of been blown around. Like, it's not like the boxes are stacked nicely and neatly. They're all kind of in disarray after he had kind of blown most of it up.
That might be an advantage.
Yeah, just gonna try to like hide behind stuff, put people who shouldn't be. The people
Upside
who
down
aren't uniforms, just kind of putting them like
Yeah,
underneath
so
the rubble.
really, like, yeah, the only box that's really left is that one with your sister in it, Pup. That's pretty damaged. There's a broken end, and Trust's box was really the only one that was like fully encapsulated still. So you might have to whoever's not going to be like seen when they rise up might all have to go into one box at this point.
Yeah,
Shove them in there.
I might just
Tiny.
get in Dresden's backpack, actually.
Okay.
Come on down.
Save
All right.
some
I'll,
space.
I'll hop in a box. I'll share a box with whomever.
Okay.
Let's go.
So you guys hop into a box, and you guys are all.
I'm gonna take my sister out of the box, hold her with me, and put someone else in the box. Because me taking the animal is a lot more
Yeah.
feasible than taking.
And that box was like broken, and there's some holes in it, so people may see whoever's in that box if they were to stay in it. So.
Is there like any tarp?
What about just like a guard
Yeah,
dog? or
we have
something?
cloaks, right? We could just drape a cloak over or something, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
some
And
may-
Probably.
Guard dog? Something.
Yeah. And as you guys are doing that, you hear noisy, noisy, noisy. And again, that piercing sound now, and your heart just stops a beat. And you hear that shing, followed by just chaos as that barracks. You can't really see it, it's too far away. That's just darkness, but in the darkness you just hear men's voices screaming and chaos.
Yeah.
Is it time? Counting the minutes.
Can we start walking up the?
yeah.
Just like waiting on there quietly.
You do start to notice there's those chains, those large chains that had drawn you up. You start to hear clink, 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 clink. As they're starting to like, the chains sound like they're going taut a little bit, as if something at the top is getting ready. It does seem like this platform's about to go. And as that happens, Kate, you used your last spell. Okay, so yeah, you guys the platform starts to just ever so slightly vibrate, as if those chains that hold it and pull it up start to move. And as that's happening, you hear ever so slightly this horn being blown from way up on the surface. That same horn that you had heard when the thing had come down. And just then you start to hear this rumbling, and you start to feel this platform vibrating, and then you start to slowly rise up into the air, and immediately those eyes come over, fly up to you, and you hear,
You're not going to escape me. I know you're there. Say your prayers and goodbye.
How far away is he? How far away is he?
Starts
How
to
far
raise
away is he?
And those of you who can see in the dark, Melissa, you're in a backpack. Pup, you're the only one who can see in the dark?
Nope, I can't.
Oh.
I dropped my dark vision because it's concentration.
None of you see
Oh, wait.
this. You just hear. You just
Dark vision's
hear.
not concentration. I can see. It's not concentration. I can still see.
You guys hear off in the distance
see it.
something. It's a low rumble at first, and that green glow starts to get brighter and brighter, and he's pointing right at you, and then you hear. And boom, something gallops by and just takes him out as it goes flying. And that's when you hear, that's when you start to hear that even through that rumbling, you start to hear shing, 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 shing. And then just this deafening explosion after explosion starts going off, and you guys are climbing up into the sky, and you see dust flying everywhere and rubble going all over the place until all of a sudden it's like the platform almost makes a seal, and those explosions that continue, they just get a little bit softer and a little bit softer as you guys raise up, and you can see light, this bluish light, almost golden, as you assume it's probably close to sunset, but not quite. You know, the sun is kind of reaching that point, and you guys and covered in dust and dirt. Dresden, 9'5". You look, and there's about 35 Ashen Riders.
Wait, before we got to the top, I wanted to whisper to Pup to maybe turn back into what's his butt.
Okay.
I don't have his outfit. I don't have his clothes.
Oh, well, shit could have gone wrong. And
yeah,
then
you're all just covered in dust and dirt and scrapes and scars. Pup, you look terrible after taking that necrotic damage. You guys look, and it's hard because the light is so bright, and when your eyes kind of like come to, you're looking at 35 Ashen Riders.
Mm-hmm.
Completely just staring at you all. Oh man, the power just went off and on in my house, but only once.
Oh no.
Computer's still good.
Yeah, it's still running.
It was just my monitors, which is weird.
Just to clarify, Jaymes, did something attack the creepy guy?
Probably.
You don't know. I mean, you just heard a horse. You just heard this Mustang, this magnificent Mustang,
himself.
come through.
Did it remind us of a certain upstairs?
You were taken back to the third
area?
floor of a small inn, maybe with a tin cap.
I did definitely shake my head at that. I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, totally proved me wrong. Like, totally like an eaten crow the entire way up.
But yeah, you guys look up, and
you
there's
heard that.
35 Ashen Riders armed to the teeth.
Before we get to the top, I want to bring my my herniax into my hand and just sort of like rest it on my shoulder and pull my best. Like,
You know what?
Okay.
you
I
think
will
you
turn
see?
into Kodo also.
Yeah, you guys do that. The herniax shoo, appears. That giant. It's now even bigger than it was onto the platform. The platform itself kind of like groans in agony as the extra weight of this enormous, probably 200-pound axe at this point. It's just massive. It's like, you know.
Could you imagine?
It's like swinging
Ka-chow.
around like, you know, a large 6-foot person as a weapon.
Yeah.
You guys raise up, and everyone's kind of looking at you.
I have the dog.
Kind of like, really, they don't know what to expect. They just hear all this grumbling, and you guys still hear below you just when the dirt settling and the shaking. The ground itself is shaking. And that's where we're going to pick up after we go on break.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, boy, howdy.
Hey everybody, we're back from our break. Speaking of show,
Are we
it's
canceled?
bright. It's it's bright It's nice. The sun feels warm on your skin after being down there for almost 12 hours. There's 35 armed, strong-looking soldiers, but also confused-looking soldiers. Perplexed would be the word on all of their faces. And one Ashen Rider stands kind of closer to the front, and he clocks you, Pup, as a Kodo, and immediately recognizes you. Marches up.
I turn to Rezik and Dresden. You two, boxes.
You got it.
Captain.
You.
Kodo.
You all down there.
Wait.
There's go.
We're no longer whispering, sir.
You are whispering.
Excuse me, sir. You want me to whisper now?
Did I stutter?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Come here. Come here.
And he kind of marches up to you.
What do you have to say? Give me your report. You guys can go down there and take care of it?
Sir, I was hoping that you would give us the report.
I grab him by his shoulder. So the way I've seen, like, Dresden, like, talk to, like fellow soldiers, I grab, like, the shoulder bro thing. I'm gonna need you to go down there. Be careful. It's sensitive to sound. You might want to whisper while you're down there, too.
Excuse me? What is sensitive to sound?
You know what it is. You know.
I
You know what?
know, sir.
You don't know what?
If I'm gonna send my men down there, I'd appreciate maybe a little bit more detail, please.
Keep it quiet. Keep low to the ground. It likes darkness.
Darkness.
You guys have the boxes?
Yeah, we're getting it. Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay.
looks
Go
at you,
back to the fire.
Dresden. Dresden, you're humongous, and you got that axe on your back, and everyone kind of just like, what?
Boxes.
You never saw him. You never saw him.
Yeah.
I like grab him. I like tighten my grip on his shoulder. You never saw him. Repeat it.
Sir, I do have to report back to the Ember Rose.
My experiments. She's gonna get mad at me again. You know, the last time with the stuff, you know.
Yeah, yes, sir, but she is the warden of this area.
I know. Need to see her go. But now it's your time to go. Inform your men. Silence is key. Nose to the ground. All 30 of you. Down.
Well, you know,
You'll need it.
some of us need to. Excuse me, sir.
What?
I don't mean to be rude, but if you could give me any more detail on what it exactly is we're going down there to.
Boxes.
Imagine a tiny creature with giant red eyes that will turn you into ash. You're too loud. Good thing you've been practicing your whispering. I was preparing you. I was educating you.
What? What do you mean?
And I walk away.
Does it have a name? Excuse me,
Wait,
sir.
I'm
Sir,
walking.
a thing with red eyes. Like.
And
you
I'm
notice
walking
a
back to that storage thing where we first came in to put the boxes in the
You start
storage.
to walk over there, and then you hear him whisper, "Sir, like that thing behind you on the platform."
And I turn around.
And sure enough, right behind you on the platform, and none of the other people seem to see it, but you explained this thing to this guy, and all of a sudden he just clocks it immediately.
Damn it.
And he's just like staring wide-eyed, and right behind you, just sitting on a box, is this shadowed creature, and the light from the sun seems to bend around him. And he just kind of looks on.
And I just I need to tend to these boxes. Best of luck.
It's been a long time since I've been onto the surface. It's too long.
Dresden and I are moving the box. We're just moving the.
No, and then we're gone. I'm still walking.
Yeah, so you guys start walking off, and you see that guard. You could assume it was Crenton from the Taki Ba.
The Taki Ba.
My buddy, of course.
Rocky Taki. Yes. He's just staring at this thing wide-eyed, and it looks at him, and then it slowly floats up to him.
Oh, you can see me. Interesting.
And it's just kind of like, And he instantly looks to his men and he goes, "Men, take that thing down immediately!" And all of his men are just kind of, "What? Sir, what do you mean? It's right there in front of you. Take it out!" And you just see all of a sudden blood slowly start trickling out of his mouth.
Ka-chow, dude, we are out.
Run faster.
We
You
are
guys going to that
rushing
storage?
Queen
You guys are going to that
Ka-chow
storage
out of
container?
there.
The storage area where you went before?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you notice the doors are open on there. So you guys managed to just kind of walk off, and you don't look back. All you hear is just...
Okay.
And then the guards start, Sir, go fetch the medic, immediately. And just this disarray. And you guys walk into that barn storage area, and you see that there's the cart right there. The stables were right next to it with the horses. Or you've got that hand cart, or you could hook up. I mean, really, whatever you guys want to do, or you got the pack Dresden.
Can we just put them back in the cart that we took them in?
Yeah, for sure.
Great.
Yeah, we put all that stuff right back on the cart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you don't see this thing that's out there causing a commotion, but I mean, you basically know it's out there somewhere, floating around.
Yeah, we're
Out of sight, out of mind.
Go.
We just gotta go. We gotta go.
We're not searching for it. We're gonna go.
Were we
Let's
supposed to
go.
kill that for the boogie?
I don't care.
Nope, that wasn't part of the plan.
I do not
Maybe it
recall getting a description of that.
Sounds like a bad idea.
That was a bonus at best. Let's get out. Go. Come on.
Yeah.
Look up these
There's no
horses.
reward at the end of the
All
rainbow
right,
for
so
that
you
one.
guys in
But
the
my best friend.
I pick up
You
the
guys-
horses, put them in the cart or whatever, however that one.
yeah.
in front of the cart.
Are we attaching the cart to Dresden? Is that what this happened? He's just gonna run.
Yeah, you guys managed to get out. The gate is open. It seems like during the day there are guards, but most of the guards, everyone's paying attention to what's going on in the disarray of this captain of sort, leader who seems to have just been spouting blood out of his mouth. You guys look around and you don't see it. It's just not out there. And you start heading down that pathway out that heads on to Capital City. You head through those gates, through past a couple tents, and you guys are free of Fort Romilda. And that cart just starts to be rolling down this pathway. Are you guys heading back into Capital City and out, or are you guys gonna head around Capital City to
Port Kinney. Yeah,
Port
that was the
Kinney?
plan.
Yeah, I would say around and go to Port Kinney. Keeping it casual. Real casual.
Which we
Yeah.
still have passed without a trace for the next hour, so we're
Mhm.
pretty.
Yeah, and I'm
Pretty
working on like
stealthy.
kind of wrapping people's that have scars. I'm gonna wrap their heads or like whatever. I'm gonna get hoods on their heads or whatever. Dirty their faces up so the scar's harder to see. Make it like really difficult for people to see the scars on their faces.
Okay.
And I'm just
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good 3-mile trek or 3-hour trek if you're going around Capital City because there really aren't any roads. So you'd be kind of pulling this cart through packed sand. I mean, people have gone around. It's just not like a paved road in the same way that walking through Capital City would be.
We don't. We have to.
We don't
give
have
the
papers
thing
for
back.
everyone.
We have to get the armband back.
Yeah,
but we have the woman with us, right?
Yeah, but the plan
Yeah.
was to pass it off at Port Kenny. They're gonna have an elf waiting for us there.
That's right.
Yeah.
My question to you, though, Pop, are we gonna take your sister with us, or are we gonna leave her here to like go back to your family? Or okay, with us, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, and as you guys get further down the coast, you see Zuna,
How would she get home? She doesn't know how to get home.
who's trembling. You didn't really notice it. She kind of kept into herself, but Zuna, who's trembling, she kind of looks at you all and stops. And she just bows her head very, very slowly, looks you all once over, and then just starts heading north, kind of away from you guys, up the coast, that same way that you had come.
I'm gonna bow back.
Yeah, I bow back.
Yeah,
Good luck.
give a tip of the horns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
I
each
give
in
her
your
a
own
hug.
way. Okay. You give her a hug, and she almost resists at first, and then reciprocates, almost in tears. Really, just you feel those. It's less a visual and just more of you feel it heaving in her chest.
Yeah. And in an Elven, I'm gonna say, you're very brave, and I think that you're going to do wonderful things. Thank you so much for keeping us safe.
Yeah, and she, again, doesn't say anything, maybe incapable of words at this point, still processing everything that happens. Nods and heads up the beach, Blister Beach, going towards the Potsenshire forest.
Wait, wait, are you going to Potsenshire?
Now would be the time to put your sister away.
Can you take my sister with you to the forest, back to my mother? You met my mother.
Yeah. And yeah, she kind of nods and leans down to the wolf. And it seems like she's very comfortable around animals.
I mean, she was
being married to
Just in the cart with us.
a half, an uncast fox.
Yeah. And I say goodbye to my sister and give her a big old hug and bite her ear a little bit.
Yeah, and your sister, to her credit, seems very like, weird stuff happened, but like already almost forgot. It just seems like, oh, the beach. There's the beach. Let's go to the beach. Yeah. And yeah, she
like Taylor Lautner.
yeah, seems very comfortable heading off with Zuna up the beach. And so you see the two of them kind of split.
The resistance lives on.
My sister lives on.
Yeah, and so Dresden, you pull that cart for.
Wait, I am.
Well, yeah, it was that hand. It was that usually it was two people.
Okay. All right. That
It was
makes
two
more
people
sense.
carrying it up. It was Trek and Kesht. Troch and Kesht.
Right.
But you guys were you're big enough to just kind of pull it all. You pull that cart around, and you get this eerie feeling all of you. Because you didn't see that thing again. It seemingly disappeared. And it's almost like this paranoia. You're kind of looking up all the time into the sky, like this thing could be anywhere. Doesn't
at least
seem
didn't see
to
us.
show up. Yeah. You make your way around the south bend of Capital City, around the southwest end. You start to see the pitch. All those thousands of tents of just the poorest of the poor, people trying to sneak into the city or just make a living any way they can. You see it floating in there, and it's weird. Pup, you start to see little red eyes poking out of tents. Not just one pair, but every tent you look at, and it's almost like you blink and they're gone. And then you look again, you blink and they're gone. And you
I
start.
relay this. Whisper very quiet.
And none of the rest of you are seeing any of this, which is probably more concerning than actually envisioning it. Where are all of you? Some of you are in a crate still, I'm assuming.
I am. Unless I need someone open to pick it up, I'm still in
Well,
a crate
they-
with
well,
no.
they,
Once we got far enough away, I'm sure we could,
Yeah, you would have had to
take people out
open
of
the crate at least once to let Zuna out, because
Okay.
she wasn't one of the, and as well as Kate's Pup's sister.
I have a bit in my mouth.
Oh, Jason, I think you're muted.
Indeed, I was. I would have gotten out and put all my gear back on.
Okay, yeah, you guys are pretty geared up. And you guys are outside walking. Dresden, at this point, there really is no need for the cart, I suppose.
I just throw it into the sun. Can I
yeah. So
yeah.
You're just gonna drop the cart off in the pitch. I mean, there's so much trash and stuff here. So you dump it into the pit, and as you're walking, you guys start to walk through that long walkway filled with carts, merchants, and citizens coming in and out of those giant doors, the goddess Mayan gate, that giant gate where you guys had paid your way in to get through first. And you guys notice there's a big tent. You notice Bork's tent. You continue walking and you're like, oh, there's Bork's tent. Like, maybe there's still a dead body in there. Who knows, right? And
There shouldn't be.
Yeah, you keep walking down south, and maybe after like a couple minutes, you start to see that that big strait with Port Kinney in the distance. You start to see some birds that are more coastal birds floating around that area, maybe picking off fish and trash or whatever extra food and stuff that they can find. And as you're walking, Pup, you start to feel dizzy, almost nauseous. And you look up at the sun and you start to see almost this plume of smoke start to circle around the sun, almost trying to block it out. And you start to see more of those red eyes just peeking at you from every shadow. And again, all these threads start to come into view with fate, of destiny, of all these different things. You start to look around and you start to see them all, but they've got this reddish hue to them, almost as if there's just blood dripping off everyone. And you see blood dripping closer and closer to Dresden's head as it threatens to just... It's almost like a sign that it's the end of his life as that blood gets closer and closer to him.
I'm going to like run up on top of Dresden, parkour up his body, and just like hold it where it.
Okay, yeah. You grab it. The second you grab it, this white flash happens. In Dresden, your body still. Almost everyone sees Dresden just paused in time. Pup, completely still like a statue, holding something. And Pup, you see this creature, waving cloak, blurry outline, big red eyes just floating right in front of you. And it's just lets out this smile, and you can finally see these huge jagged teeth face the size of its body, and it's smiling at you, and it floats closer and closer and closer when poof, you just feel.
I want to hold out a cupcake at it.
Yeah, you pull out this cupcake, and you're offering this cupcake when you look around you, and it's weird. There's no Dresden, there's no string, there's nothing. You're in this white stone, what feels like a palace, although it's just floating. And you look around, and there's just this sunlight inside where you sit. And it's warm, and the sunlight is behind something magnifying that sunlight, and it's almost blinding. And when your eyes focus, you notice you're in this bubble of light, and that dark mist is outside and almost violently attacking this bubble of light you're in, but it really doesn't seem like it's making any headway. And you see a crystal throne, blinding crystal throne in front of you, huge, and a man dressed in a dark robe, wearing a crown, also made of light, sits there, and his face is obscure because of this crown, and you can't see it. And though you've never been here before, this feels very, very familiar to you. It's almost like the light he's wearing on his crown is alive, almost its own entity, where like if the sun had taken a life of its own and sat as a crown on this man's head. And the man slowly stands, and you can see he's tired, and he's ragged, and he's not moving quickly. And he walks slowly up to you.
I'm not holding anything anymore, right?
The cupcake's still in your hand. Yeah, it's still there. It's just, it seems so, for what's happening right now in your mind, you see that cupcake and it almost just doesn't make sense, right? Like there's so much going on right now. And you see the small box. This man pulls a small box out of a pocket, and it's made of wood. But the wood is almost alive, like it's made of living branches and roots of a tree, and the roots start to slowly grow and then die and wither away, like it's this box is moving through seasons. Every few seconds a new season, as the leaves grow and then fall away and dissolve into light and grow and fall away. And this man holds this box open, and you look at this box, and at first it's strange, and then it's familiar, and then you remember it. One of your earliest memories ever was playing with this box. And this is a box you lost a long time ago, living in the jungle by yourself. Like, you just couldn't hold on to stuff. You had to move quickly to survive before you had met Mother and the wolves. And this man holds this box out to you, sets it down in front of you, opens it, and you hear this. And he looks up at you and says, Pop Andrix, my dearest child, I cannot tell you what a relief it is to see you are all right. I only hope the world we have abandoned you into has been one.
Just know, we only wanted a life for you that was of your own. Not one tainted by our many demons. The greatest of gifts we could think to give. An empty canvas, capable of holding all of the colors of a life lived well. I have made many mistakes in my life, my too long life. Just know that whatever happens from here on out, you were not one of them. You are no mistake or abomination, though the mortals and small minds might try to convince you otherwise. You are all the love we have left, and I fear when this melody ends, we shall not meet again.
And as that happens, he kind of sits down, and this light coming from the throne almost embraces you like a hug. This other living sun energy. It holds you very, very close, and this feels familiar. It feels fulfilling, and it feels like something you always wanted but didn't know you lost. And you're just sitting in this glow, and they just sit with you for a little while. What are you doing? You have until this melody ends, he said.
Oh, good God. I'm going to run up and just like jump on and give a big hug and split Cupcake in half and share half. And then oh God, I thought it was ending. Good God.
He takes the cupcake and just smiles. And as he's smiling, you feel there's the three of you, and outside that energy is beating on this bubble. It's beating on this bubble. And he takes a bite of this cupcake, and you can't quite make out his face, but this gray beard and these scratchy, you feel this scratchy beard against your face, and it's so familiar, and it starts to fade and fade, and you hear, "Be gone!" And all of you outside,
Can I grab
this
the box?
explosion of light just erupts out of Pup. And you hear that demonic creature in his high-pitched voice scream out in pain. And Dresden, you didn't notice any of it. You just kind of went, huh?
Mightily confused.
Yeah, and then shoo, you're all back. And Pup, you sit. Now, even though the sun beats on you, you sit on the ground, blasted back, the demon nowhere to be seen, holding the small box that seems to be sifting slowly through all the different seasons. And you just kind of look around, but that warmth that light had embraced you is gone. That scratchy beard, that voice, that longing that was filled in you, all that is gone. And you're just sitting in the dirt, and all of you see Pup sitting there with this small box.
Because didn't Pup like parkour onto like Dresden's shoulders before they had this? Yeah, so that's kind of funny. All right,
and I'm back to like looking like Pup.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Because when I went in there, I probably
The hell was that? Yeah? It's in your hand.
I don't know. I think it's something that I may have lost at one point. I remember it. I remember it when I was small. Like really, really small.
Did you just summon that Pup?
I think I may have just met what you guys call a father.
What?
Yeah, he was really, really big and he was really warm, and I gave him a really, really big hug, and everything just felt really nice. And he said, I think that I was maybe related to that thing that was attacking her. Because when I touched it, I went to this room, and then, they said that I was the last good thing that they had, and that they wanted me to have my own life, and that they put me here for that. I think that I'm from that place, maybe.
What place?
Wherever that guy was from. I don't think he was from this world, right?
I don't know. All I know is he came out of the pit.
Yeah. He said that I came from a different... They put me into this world so that I can have my own life. And he said something that kind of reminded me of you, Rez. He said that they wanted me to be a canvas that I could have all the colors of people on, or something like that. And it reminded me of your painting, so I thought that was kind of cool too.
Well, that's beautiful, pup. I'm just surprised this all happened. So you just went on top of Dresden's face, and then suddenly, boom! I didn't see you go anywhere. So this is.
I just have like tears, just like uncontrollably, just.
As a fellow orphan, familyless thing, I want to just like take part and kind of be like, oh, it's all right. Just sit down. You've been through a lot. You've got a lot of information. Just sit down. Everybody, stop asking questions.
That was. Huh. It was so warm. It's not as warm as it used to be now. But I found this.
It's very lovely. Is there something inside it?
Can I open it?
That's what you hear.
Wait, he said that if the music kept going, that I could see him. That I could still see him now.
You don't see anything, but with every note, you can almost feel, them behind you, metaphorically. Whether they're there or not, it feels like they're there.
Ah, make me gotta cry my eyelashes off, Jaymes. God. And I closed it.
I mean to rush you. That sounds like a really big thing in your life right now, but we are on the run.
Yeah, is the demon is that red-eyed dude gone now?
None of you guys see him. Yeah.
And I look in the tents where I was seeing the red eyes before.
Yeah, no red eyes.
Huh. Well, maybe we're not on the run that much anymore. I mean, we're still going, but maybe we're not on the run.
Well, we've still got a lot of angry Ashen Riders we don't want after us, so at least we know we ain't gonna blow up the ship with that thing.
True.
And Pup, you do notice too that you have half of a cupcake, too, in your other hand. Only half.
I shared a cupcake with my father.
That's very nice. That was very nice of you.
Oh, should we,
I mean, we're making our way back to the docks, right? The boat? We're going.
I think so.
Yeah. And you guys head into Port Kinney, which is still just racked full of Ashen Riders. Especially out of the Dock Block Tavern.
Can we go
into one of those tents and maybe put our normal clothes back on so we don't look like stinky riders anymore?
Yes.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
We gotta get our marks
Let's go to
off,
what's
too.
his face's place.
Okay. You guys just gonna try and find an empty tent, or you just walking into the nearest tent?
Well, I was gonna say, why don't we go to the kid's tent?
Bork's tent?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So yeah, you go into Bork's tent and you open the door and you see a guy just sitting in there. Some maybe late 30s in kind of like shorts that are ripped off, and a ragged t-shirt, and he kind of just looks up at you.
This is Bork's tent. Get out.
Oh, didn't mean nothing. Sorry. Give you your tent back. I just saw it was empty. Trying to get out of the sun, you know. And
You can have it
up.
back in like 10 minutes, bud, all right?
No, this is Bork's tent. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'll find another tent. I don't want no trouble. And he
10
You
minutes.
can you can find this tent again in 10
scoots up
minutes.
and walks off. Seems like he's pretty sure he's not coming back, at least for a while. So yeah, you guys
Take my backpack off and
change and such, and the sun is still going down. It's starting to be it's almost getting to that the twilight hours of
Twilight
golden light. And you know, because that because that platform had raised early, you might be a little early for the ship itself.
Great.
You could easily board the ship, but it might not leave for a good while.
Fine.
Which is
I would rather board it than stay out here
Yeah.
with everybody else.
absolutely. All right. So you guys change your clothes. You jump out of the tent, and you head into Port Kinney. What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm hungry. Let's get a bite to eat. Anyone else?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should probably go also pick up Bork. And also put you guys in buckets or whatever that thing is.
No, that's right. Yeah. So let's go to the dock block. Pick up our Bork.
Can I just be also holding Trust's hand throughout this whole thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Trust, I'm just
I
holding.
sat her down and was just kind of like, yeah. Or we weren't sitting anymore, I guess. I still thinking we're in that thing. We're walking. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you walk into the dock block. It's pretty lively. It's starting to pick up. The sun's going down. You see all the men and women of the night kind of putting their best foot forward on that second story balcony around the outside. Rezik, you noticed that woman who you had paid quite a handsome sum to take care of Bork. Yeah. She's chatting up a gentleman at the bar. She doesn't really clock you guys coming in.
All right. I will approach and just try to courteously get her attention. Not to be rude, but you know. Just...
She kind of looks at you, and her face kind of just... and she looks to the gentleman. I will be right back. I assume you're here for your things?
That's right. If you can collect our things, that would be mighty helpful.
Yes. Come this way. And she leads you up into her room, and you see Bork. He's got this string, and he's got almost all of his fingers tangled into this string that he's been playing with, and he's just stuck. And he looks up with his big old eyes. Oh, hey! How you doing? And she, like, looks down at him, and she's like...
I told you he likes cheap toys. I told you.
Yes. Well, despite how it may seem, it has actually been quite a joy having him here. You know, I was unable to have children myself. I don't know. Oh, don't worry about that. Anyways, it's been a pleasure having him here. And she's like, you see her wavering on the edge of something, like something she wants to tell you, something wants to say, but she won't spit it out.
Well, you know, don't hold back, dear. We gotta, you know, take care of this kid. You wanna keep him a little bit longer?
She pulls out the sack of the 25 gold coins you had paid her, and she she just kind of plays with it in her hands, and she says, I know I don't deserve this in my life, and I haven't had a lot of nice things that have happened to me, but I wonder if you might. And she kind of just holds out the gold coins to you.
And I push it right back towards her.
You should keep it to take care of him.
Yeah,
and then Trust is like, Trust is snuck up. Trust is right outside the door. Rezik.
Consider it an investment. This is a good boy right here. Yeah. Diamond in the rough, really. I mean, this kid's great. So take care of him.
I'm Bork. I got my fingers tangled up. But she gave me pie. She gave me lots of pie. My stomach hurts because she gave me lots of pie. And you see her just, it's that's the look on someone's face where it's like, this person, this little creature can do no wrong, right? It's almost like this proud expression of, look how he got all of his fingers tangled up in this string. Not everyone can get all of their fingers tangled into the string all at once. Yeah, and she kind of walks over and like takes his head and just holds it close. And he's cleaned up. I mean, she probably got everything scrubbed because he was a mess before. And he's just like playing with this, slowly trying to unravel his fingers, which are turning purple at this point. And you're like, that's actually concerning. We might want to deal with that in the near future. Yeah, she's just standing there holding the gold coins.
Yeah, well, can I just speak to you to the side for a second, actually?
Yes. Bork, dear, excuse us for a sec. And she moves over to you.
Yeah, and we walk away from the boy. Now, I do appreciate this very much. We were going to try to find him a family in Adgarad anyway, so this kind of works out for us. But I don't want to just, leave him with somebody. I want to know that you're going to be true to your word. You want to take care of this kid, and you want to make sure that he has a good laugh. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I'm getting on in years, as you know, and I can't stay here forever. And I think maybe raising a family could be nice. Maybe we'll head to Adgarad ourselves. But I can assure you that I now live for this boy, and he has captivated my heart, and my heart is his.
Yeah, the camera is like looking at her, saying these incredible words, and then comes back to me, and I was like being strong in the first shot. In this shot, I'm just like, good. Well, yeah, you two take care, and don't tell anybody about this, please. And I hand her 10 more gold, and I will see you all. I'll see you all. Make sure he has his vegetables, by the way, not just pie. All right, see you all later. And I start like kind of tearing up and walking away before I cry in front of her.
And
I just
Bork
walk away.
kind of goes, bye.
Bye, Bork. Bye, buddy.
See you later. You should have some pie. It's really good. But don't eat too much because it'll hurt your tummy. Bye. And yeah, you turn around the corner, and Trust is right there, approving, giving you an approving.
Screaming down my face. I just pat Rezik on the arm and then walk away.
Okay, yeah, and you guys kind of walk back down.
Yeah, it's just like waterworks right now for him.
And the rest of you guys see Rezik there, kind of tearing up. No Bork though.
Where's Bork?
Where's
I can't
report?
trust. Tell them I can't.
Is he dead?
Trust.
Oh. What do you mean you can't? I can't either. That was very
Okay. No, Bork.
Oh my god, did that woman kill the child?
No, he's fine. She's gonna keep him. She's gonna watch after him.
Wait.
She's his new mother.
You let that
So
woman
sweet.
steal
It's very, very
Bork?
sweet.
It's so sweet.
Wait, what the mother? That's what you wanted.
Bork was ours.
You wanted a family. Oh, that's so good.
I liked him.
Wait, do you want to be Bork's mother?
No, but Wanted him around. He was funny.
Dresden, are you gonna miss him?
And then I turn into Bork.
I'm Bork.
Okay, no.
Is this what you wanted?
No.
This is definitely what you wanted,
and
right?
Rezik, no. Okay.
I'm Bork. I'm
Hockey,
Bork.
biggest beer you've got.
Bork. I'm Bork. I'm Bork.
I would have gone to go buy
Wiggle
us all
my
a
butt at Dresden, like wiggle my butt on him.
I'm Bork. I'm Bork.
Pup, despite this being a room full of rambunctious Ashen Riders, not a single one of them seems to have even noticed that you transformed.
We still got past without a trace on.
It's just like, probably through sheer luck, though. The rest of you kind of clock like.
I'm Bork. I'm Bork.
I mean, if anyone does, I'll just turn and look at them and just start caressing the axe.
Yeah.
By the way,
Dresden, you start
Kel-wise, I'll take
feeling-
you up on that offer for a round of beers if you're still buying.
Yes. Yeah. So
Dresden-
I went to go buy a round of beers and 1 chocolate milk and probably some food for all of us.
Dresden, yeah,
Chocolate!
you're feeling a little bit drained, Dresden. Almost like a balloon that's been stretched too far.
And I'm like, quick, give me that beer. Quick. And I take it and I'm like,
Yeah, and you guys buy a round. It's two copper.
I'd like 10 more, please.
Yeah. Dresden, you're shrinking. Not immediately, but you're maybe only 8 feet tall now.
I'm glad it's been nice and gradual.
Yeah.
Everyone
And it
in the
was
room-
slow. Because Rezik,
there-
when you went up the stairs and you came back down, you noticed that there's a sizable difference of a couple inches on Dresden. But it's all of his gear is stretching in sync, so it's like it's hard to tell if you weren't like very
I
accustomed.
might just be backing away very slowly. You don't know.
And yeah, Rezik, you feel a piece of paper slip into your hand. You're still looking through Eva's eyes, correct? Yeah, you feel a piece of paper slip into your hand, and then you look back and you see a cloaked, hooded figure kind of leave the bar and go around the corner.
Just as long as it's not hoaxes.
Red eyes.
I'm pretty
Yay,
sure I
tall.
killed him.
Okay. What's the paper?
You look at the paper and it just says around the bar.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, I immediately
Wait, is it
nudge.
fit? Just like suddenly become badass while we were gone.
Is this what that 10 gold was for?
Quick. Give me another. Give me another. They're getting bigger.
I nudge Dresden. Hey!
What?
Someone in a cloak just handed me this and walked out of the bar.
Okay. Go.
Should we? I don't want to go. Should we go?
You need me to shake it for you? Okay, fine. Let's go.
Thank God. Okay.
The two of you walk out.
Yeah.
Dresden, a solid 7'11", and Rezik walk out of the bar.
I'm gonna get this
And
done.
Thanks, Pop. And I just hold his hand and go. No, just kidding. Papa.
What?
yeah, and you guys walk around the bar, and in that cloak, the dark cloak, not too shadowed. Beneath the tree, you see an elven woman just kind of sitting by a tree, off the road.
Well, you want me to yank this thing off your arm, or you want them to do it?
Well, it's
Right.
it's a necklace.
All right, it's just a necklace. Now I can still yank your arm off though if you want.
That's all right. Especially when you're this big, I can
I'm
take
getting
care
smaller
of
by the minute. Choose quick.
it. All right. I take it off, and I start walking. Well, I walk over and take it off in
Yeah,
front
you
of them.
take it off, and as you take it off, shoo, darkness. Still, a different kind of darkness, though. One that almost like light grays and reds. The lights of the setting sun are almost piercing like through closed eyelids. And you blink a couple times, but still just blind eyes that are picking up the faintest hints of light. That's all you see.
All right. Well, this is all yours.
And that elven woman, Dresden, you'll see, she kind of walks up slowly, takes the amulet, and puts it in her cloak. I must ask, what was your experience with this artifact?
Well, it was definitely effective. I had a party of about, almost 10, I think, all able to hide from detection with it. I, as you saw, as you're seeing right now, was blind, but I could see the silhouettes of people kind of in this fog world. So that was helpful in a way, I guess, but luckily I have my ways, so I was able to see even without my own sight, fortunately. If you could do that, then you're set.
Nothing. The dream scribe did not see you at all.
The dream scribe,
Hoaxes, as some call him.
Yes, from what we could tell, no. And also there was some weird demonic creature in there as well. I don't know if that was... But either way, it wasn't able to see us, and we were able to mostly avoid it, except for making noises and, well, being fools occasionally.
So the magical eyes of true seeing cannot see you with this amulet, but the normal eyes of mortals can. Interesting.
What's your name, if I may ask?
Don't let that concern you. We appreciate you upholding your end of the deal. And then with that, she kind of just turns and walks away.
And as she's walking away, I'm just gonna call out to her. Hey, a bargain made and a bargain kept. Remember, some of us do have honor.
And she turns her head ever so slightly, not all the way towards you, but just enough to nod, and walks off, noting your 7'10" stature.
Damn it.
Well, hopefully this little deal will prove that not all humans are terrible.
Yeah. Can you see right now?
Nope, not at all. Blind
shove him over. I just shove him over.
Yeah, Rezik.
You look so handsome right now, by the way, Dresden.
Give me a contested athletics check.
Never looked better.
Bobby, roll with disadvantage, and Dresden, roll with advantage.
Can I get double disadvantage? Because he's just so handsome. I can't. It's just distracting me right now because he's just so.
Well, you're blind, so it is handsomeness.
Exactly.
That's a Dirte 20.
Dirte 20, and what's your?
Dirte 20.
Oh, what was it again?
Athletics.
Athletics. I'm shit at that. Let's see here. What is it again? Okay. So that's a 7. Sorry, 7.
7. Yeah. So Dresden, you go to push him over
lightly.
Just lightly. Well, you go to lightly shove him, and you just launch him, both his feet off the ground. Rezik just goes shoo onto the ground.
Oh, this is helpful.
All right, sorry, bud. Sorry, and I pick him up, throw my arm over him, and lead him back.
And Eva kind of appears behind you, Dresden, beating on your leg, just below your kneecap. Why are you hitting Rezzy? Stop hitting him!
Oh no, it's fine. He's not hurting me.
No, it's not fine. He just pushed you really hard, and that's not nice.
You're not wrong.
We're best buddies. We're not. He's not hurting me.
Best
It's
friend.
fine, Eva.
Look at us.
I've
And
never
I
seen
go
best
to, and I
friends
go to
do
shove him
that.
again. And I just lead him back to the bar. He's like blind. That's great. I hope he's blind for forever. It'd be hilarious. I tell him as much.
Yeah, and
I hope he's blind for forever.
Eva, when you first met Eva, you could basically tell her anything, and she would just go along with it. And you've noticed now for the first time, like Eva's like, nah, you're full of crap. Like, she's not buying it. She's definitely not buying it. And you do notice that she's still in that green emerald colored, plain but nicely made dress, that summer dress, and it's almost like there isn't. I mean, there's a lot of wind here, but it's like she has wind flowing through her dress, but it doesn't even seem to match up with the wind. It's almost like she's willing her own wind for this dress to be like flowing around like very ostentatiously as she kind of walks. She tries to walk Rezik back to the bar and stand in between you, Dresden, to keep you from shoving him over again.
It's awesome. Oh, it's great.
The rest of you see Rezik walk in, kind of feeling his way around himself.
I just have like my hand on top of its head. It's kind of just like guiding him.
Yeah, and a Dresden that's maybe 7'5", still a tall anomaly, but not quite the towering figure he had once been.
Curses.
Yeah. What are the rest of you doing? Cowwise, did you want to get some drinks?
Yeah. I would like to buy us all around and food, whatever food they have available.
Okay, yeah. For 5 copper, you can get an ale and a big old piece of bread, and they have these strips of steak that they're putting in between these pieces of bread with just butter slathered all over the inside and out.
That actually sounds amazing.
Yeah, great. Round of that, one for each of us.
Okay, so 5 copper for a meal and a big hearty flagon, and that tough-looking bartender kind of just serves it all up.
I just want to look around the room and just go, anyone want to arm wrestle in the next 10 minutes? No, okay. I just start eating my sandwich.
So
Pop does.
this you yell that out, and this older-looking, barrel-chested man who's maybe wider in his shoulders than he is tall, kind of, and despite that, he's still tall. He's maybe a 6'1", but just this honking, beefy man.
I'll arm wrestle you.
Oh shit, okay. What's your name?
How much you want to put on the table? How much you willing to lose today?
What do you think, guys? How much are we willing to lose? 1 Bork? Oh wait, no, we've already lost 1 Bork. 2 Borks.
He's not
How
here with
about
us anymore.
20 gold pieces.
Oh wow, look at you.
Oh, you don't think you can win, huh? You
I
afraid
can win.
of me?
I'm afraid I'll get sued, you know? And then all the medical costs might be 20 gold, and then now I'm barely breaking even. Yeah, 20. Sure. Sit down,
20
but quick.
gold.
And he goes over to a table and just like people are sitting at this table and he just swipes his arm across the table, knocking everyone's drinks off, and people
I wanted to
instantly
do
like
that.
jump back, and he just sits at the table and just big old arm. He's like Predator style, ready for you.
Yeah, I won't waste a minute. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, he's serious. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And you feel your energy is draining, right?
Yeah, I know.
You're getting weaker by the second. And he takes a small sack of what you assume is 20 gold pieces, throws it on the table, grabs your hand, and someone else walks over and says, "All right, first one to touch." He looks, each of you, you nod to say it's ready. Roll a d4, add your strength.
Oh, that's okay. Bobby dies. Bobby dies.
Come on.
Bobby, you might be a. Oh no, I don't like that face. Okay. 6.
6.
Okay.
You start to pull, and it's a standstill at first, and then you start to feel weaker and weaker, and his hand starts to slowly pull yours back. Roll a d20, because now that you're exerting yourself really hard, you start to feel that core energy, the leftover remnants of that core energy, start to surge through your body.
In a good way or a bad way?
Well, we're gonna find out.
It's an 11, right in the middle.
11, yeah. And then you start to feel your arm surge with that core, and you're pushing all the leftover core from that potion into your arm, and then you just barely start to manage to push him back right into the center.
It's cleansed.
And those of you watching, you start noticing there's a little bit of like violet vaporous steam just ever so slightly coming out of Dresden. A little bit out of his ears, his eyes almost seeping out a little bit. He's like, yeah. Roll another d4 strength check as he continues. He goes on another offensive and really just tries to wrench your hand down.
5.
A 5. But the
Getting
angle
nothing. I'm
and the
still
stuff that the core, you squeeze his hand with such might, you start to see pain in his eyes, and his hand starts going back,
Okay.
and you're pushing him down. One more, and you may have it.
You got this. Come on.
The 6.
Come on.
And a 6, and he's pushing, and the pain, you start to see almost tears in his eyes. You're crushing his hand, and then boom, you slammed his hand down on the table.
And I just look at him and I go,
Just-
Bobby dies.
Yes. Oh, it's a good day. You got lucky. Nothing more. Nothing to see here. And he starts like getting in people's faces, clearly embarrassed, as he
Wait,
just
I don't let go
storms
of
out
his
of there.
hand. I don't let go of his hand. And I pick up that bag with the coins and I flip it open to make sure there's 20 in there. Are there?
Okay. Yeah, there's 20 gold pieces.
All right.
And he like his hand is he's massaging his hand as he walks out, just shamed. He thought he was gonna win for sure, and just not good.
Because Bobby dies. Fantastic. Yeah, I'll take those winnings. Scoop them up. Put them back in the bag. I Cornelia and tie them tightly to my belt.
Yeah. Carol-wise, you notice this guy kind of walk over into a corner with maybe 4 or 5 other men, and he starts talking to him, and these guys look real shady. You kind of clock that. Doesn't look like they're doing anything now, but it just looks, you clock that. Like,
They're talking to the guy who just lost in arm wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get a little bit closer and just kind of eavesdrop on him?
Sure, you can. Yeah, give me a stealth check.
I mean, I'm small. Do we still have?
But it's also an Ashen Rider bar, so like, as a halfling, you might stick out like a sore thumb, right? Like, it's not
Do
a
we
normal
still
bar.
have Pass Without a Trace?
Yeah. How long did those buffs
No.
from Pup last?
No, because it
That
took
was
you
hours
about.
ago?
It was a 3-hour trek from
Yeah.
the pit
3
to
hour
Port
trek.
Kinney.
I almost did that earlier, and I was like, "Don't you dare fucking do it."
Stealth. 17.
17. You stealth over to him, and you clock one of the guy's eyes, just darts over towards you and back again. Like, just for a second, you see that he kind of clocks you and turns more of his back towards you, and they start talking in a little bit more hushed tones. It's not like you did anything wrong, it just seems like he just clocked you wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, I'm just holding my drink and kind of leaning against a wall. It's minding my own business.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a loner.
Okay. You just continue
Give it off
drinking.
loner vibes.
They don't seem to. Yeah, they don't seem to.
You like put your hair down
to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't seem to
Nice.
be.
Yeah.
No, I want them to
upset
stay
at
away
all.
from me, not the other way around, right? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're just clocked over. What are the rest of you doing?
Shaking my butt around still.
All right. Yeah.
Spark, spark,
Yeah,
spark,
I'm
spark, spark,
eating.
spark.
I don't have any reason to get involved in these fights because men are bored.
Yeah, I'll just.
Men bored, fight.
No, I mean eventually I'm gonna turn back into pup and then sit down and just stare at the box.
Are you just turning back into pup, like in plain view of everyone?
Yep.
Okay.
Remember, we're in an Ashen Rider bar, though. Just remember
Oh,
that.
Kate knows.
You do that,
sure.
and
You do that,
this
and
young man from a table kind of clocks you and yells out, "Hey, what's that witch doing over here? Changing faces and such. This ain't no place for you."
change faces. Who's talking to me? I can't see.
Sir, take your trash and get out of here.
I didn't even finish my meal yet. It's not trash. I'm still eating it.
Oh,
You kinda-
wait, are you talking to me?
And Rezik, you just hear a seat being pushed back. And then you hear another seat being pushed back as a couple men at his table start to stand up and look at your group
Just a note for you, please. I am blind. Are you going to hurt me right now? Are you going to hurt a blind man?
Take
She
your
helped.
trash
They helped me see.
and get out. Well, then take your seeing eye dog and get out.
Whoa, 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 dog! I'm not a dog. I'm pup.
And
Out to
you
bring
start to
my
see
seeing eye person in here. I couldn't go anywhere. That's not
all
very
of
fair.
you, Kelwise, you're separate. Cornelia, you and Dresden, you're kind of separate, right?
I thought that I was
Or-
away from everyone while I did this. Like I didn't realize that.
Well, when you were changing? Well, I asked, are you doing it in full view of everyone or not?
Yeah, but I didn't realize that I was with my group. Like it was obvious that we were all together. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, Rezik has to pay for this too. Yeah.
Dresden, you're separate. Rezik, you're starting to see blurs of color. Your vision is not back by any means, but it's, it's blurring. And Dresden, you're clocking these guys too. There's a couple guys making kind of a stir, and it seems like there's a lot of attention on your party right now.
Oh, I have an idea. If I arm wrestle you and win, can I just stay to finish my meal? But if you win, I have to leave forever.
And you start to see a couple other Ashen Riders and another table stand up. It doesn't look like this guy is playing around. He just wants you gone, and it doesn't matter if he has to beat up a blind man to do it. You just see that like irrational kind of
You know what?
almost
You
hate
stay.
in his eyes. as
You
he's
stay.
just-
I'll go. Just me. You can stay. Enjoy your meal and come out when you're
my
done.
seeing eye person.
You finish your meal.
And I walk
I
out.
can't
Okay.
see.
You walk out, and Trust, you're kind of on the spot as well.
Look what you did.
Did someone address me? I missed someone.
They're just kind of like, this is kind of like a very racist moment right now, where
I start whimpering into my food. Oh, it's not my fault I can't see.
I'll just slowly,
roll a performance
I'll
check,
just-
Rezik.
I'll slowly walk
Sad.
up behind.
I'm a human and I'm sad.
Performance. What is it? 18.
18. Yeah, it's pretty convincing. You sound pitiful. People think you're just a pile. And that is until Dresden, man who just beat like barrel-chested I always win arm wrestling matches. Kind of walks up behind Rezik, and everyone else kind of, it's that one of the like, oh, that's your friend. Ugh,
Yeah.
Didn't think
And
this through.
I put an arm over Trust. Just go. I'm sorry. Did we have a problem?
Well, I'm sorry. Didn't know you paid for that. I'll, to each their own. Meant no disrespect. Kind of sits back down at his table.
I'm just gonna keep staring at him.
I want to come back in his pop.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
Can I try? Could I
I'm
please
done.
try to use my enthralling performance to charm this guy and two of his stupid buddies?
Yeah. Yes. They're pretty hostile towards you. So it would be tough, but absolutely can. What are you gonna perform? How are you gonna perform?
I'm going to sing the same lullaby that I sang to Camden in the pit. I'm just gonna sing it softly. You know, I'm a bard. I've got talents.
Okay. What's your DC?
Each target has to make a wisdom saving throw DC 13.
Okay. Do you have a lullaby prepared for us?
Prepared, no, but improvised on the spot,
Even
sure.
Better.
Okay, it goes like this. Now you all rest your weary heads. It is the time to go to your beds. You have been working oh so hard. Now you will listen to the bard.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Pretty good.
And I just start clapping and just fucking
Voice of an angel.
Here, Dad. Over here.
You start
hold on.
singing this melody, this soothing melody, and everybody in the bar starts to calm down and chill, listening in, maybe with one ear from the side. Something magnetic about Trust's performance. Even you guys are feeling very drawn into this. And Trust, those three guys who were once hostile towards you, very hostile towards you, you see them kind of look at you almost perplexed in a new light. And one of them looks at you very lustfully, would be the only word I could think of. And again, you see these men almost, their desire to just have you, not necessarily like in that way, but like just to like, you're this anomaly, you're this shiny, beautiful thing, and as you see that desire manifest, that
hazard of the
back,
job, you know.
the back of your
I'm just
brain starts to almost drool in anticipation. And you see these young men, and you could take that desire from them and into yourself if you wanted.
I will not put the party at risk at this moment.
But yeah, but the bar kind of goes
But
back to like
My
feeling
chest
odd
swells
as a
with
group.
pride,
Yeah.
knowing that I could just destroy this racist bag of poop if I wanted.
Yeah.
How's Kelwise doing?
Hellwise, meanwhile,
or what?
yeah, they're talking very under their breath because they just see you standing there drinking. But they did get kind of enthralled by Trust's performance, the little lullaby. Somewhat, but they weren't really talking or saying anything as she was performing. So like, though they might have talked a little louder, they weren't saying anything that wasn't related to Trust.
Well, that doesn't help us at all. Screw these guys. I'm gonna go somewhere else then.
Okay. Yeah. I know you were. It was hard to hear what they were saying, and once they clocked you, it was like no chance.
Yeah, it's fine. Some other time, I suppose.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would head out of the corner, I suppose.
Yeah, and as you pass by the doorway, the entrance to this place, you do notice that the sun is pretty low. It's past, like, the last bits of pink in the sky have kind of faded out, and that dark blue, purplish hue is starting to fill the sky as the stars are coming out. It's getting pretty close to the time you guys were supposed to be on that ship.
All right. Yeah.
And you notice Ander is just kind of in the corner, drinking, very uncomfortable in this bar.
Where do we leave? Where do we leave Camden?
Yeah, that's right.
Somewhere.
I would have assumed one of you would have carried Camden and then placed them probably outside.
It's just very
Outside?
Well,
I
that's
mean,
what
if we had him
taking
with
the
him,
bar.
I'd bring him in and I'd burn him in a.
Okay, yeah,
in a chair.
we can burn him.
I just didn't know
He's
if
at
you
the
were
side of the
those
bar
guys.
with Ander. Ander's eating his meat sandwich with butter and drinking an ale, kind of really trying to keep a low profile.
What do we order again to get these people in kegs?
Yeah, we have to order a Pink Lady Mead and a rendezvous with Gilliga.
Does anyone want to go?
Yeah.
At least a few orders.
Hey, am I able to see a little better now, or?
Spin him towards the bar. Face
Rezik,
him
no,
toward-
you're still pretty blind.
Man,
I turn him, face him towards the bar, and it's like 8 steps. You got this.
maybe you should do it. I'm not able to see quite well still.
I believe in you.
All right. I start walking towards the bar where I think the bar is.
Yeah, and you kind of slowly feel out the bar to go
I'm just
along
gonna
with your
hold that
blind
hand
man
to
act.
help him.
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
That's no fun.
All right, with the assistance of Cornelia, who I say thank you to over and over again until we get to the bar, and I hit the bar. Oh,
time.
what?
You owe me big time.
Oh, like you haven't already put your hand in his pockets while you guide him.
Check
yeah,
your Discord, by the way, James.
All right. Yeah, you head over to the bar.
Yeah.
Cornelia flags down the bartender. She walks over to you.
Okay. I can't see.
Order the drink now.
Yes. Hello. Hello. Can I get the Pink Lady Mead and a rendezvous with Gilliga, please?
Sure thing. And she kind of
2 of those.
she kind of waits.
Yeah, I put
So
the 40
probably
gold on the counter.
Okay, yeah, and she slides it back, and she pulls out this this bottle off the wall, and it's got this almost like a rosé color to it. Pours you each a small glass, puts them in front of you, and you smell something sweet, maybe honey mead with grapefruit, maybe. And then you hear Gilliga, and a lot of the bar kind of like stops and looks, and you see from the top of this balcony, this door flies open, and this beautiful,
He doesn't see any of it.
this beautiful, bearded, tall, bulky woman steps out, and you know, she wasn't born this way, but she's gonna make the best use of what she's got. And she's got long legs, and she walks out in just perfect makeup, a long wig, a stern chin, despite with the beard, and Gilliga kind of just opens the door. Did someone call for Gilliga? And the bar goes crazy. The music just starts playing, and Gilliga has this whole routine where she just dances along, singing this song, just throwing out kisses to all the men, and all the men you would think wouldn't be into this, but it's just like this is what they wait for, right? And it's not even just the show, it's just they can watch the sad sap go up the stairs with Gilliga, and Gilliga kind of dances her way over to you, Rezik, and you don't really see her, but you're in her shadow because she's just tall. She's got those big bald shoulders, and you feel this soft hand slide into yours. Are you ready?
That's not mine.
You ready to go?
Yes, I heard that.
Oh, I don't
told us
think
something
you
very-
are. And
very
starts to
delicious. I
drag
wanted to-
you
Oh, I was gonna try
the stairs. Yeah, leaving your drink. Rezik
Cornelia,
is danced, and there's a whole thing where Rezik's being spun around in circles. There's like pantyhose being draped across his face, danced into this room, and then the door shuts. And the second the door shuts, the whole bar erupts in a cheer, and everyone yells, "Gilliga!" And then just kind of goes back. And Rezik, you're in this room, a small room, one bed. You can kind of start to make out shapes. Gilliga is not what you expected, but none of this has really been what you've expected. And
He
in
expected
the corner,
nothing,
there's what looks
'cause
like
he
a
didn't-
water
isn't-
barrel. And
Okay.
Gilliga kind of walks you over and says, "Seats 1, after you."
Shit. We did this wrong.
And you look, and this barrel
No, this is what we were
is
told to
almost
ask
a
for.
chute.
Yeah.
It's not full of anything. It's just
Oh,
this-
I need to bring somebody
almost like a slide. Oh, I think you're muted. Oh, did I lose? Uh-oh. Did I lose audio? Good.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Can hear you. Can you hear us?
Did I make it in
The
there
joys
with him?
of modern.
Can you hear us?
Oh.
Everybody else can hear. Just pretend what we're saying.
Read our lips. Come on, forehead.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Yeah, you do.
Rezik, as he tries to figure it out, that was fantastic. I'm so glad that you did that, and not me. Like at the table, and I've got that 20 gold that I won, and I'm just kind of like tossing it, and I'm like, yeah, he's getting this. That was worth it.
That's so good.
All right. I'm back. I'm so sorry. My headphones just
Yay,
stopped.
he's back!
I'm
Yeah.
back. Yeah, so there's a barrel, and when you pop the lid, it's not full of anything. It seems like it's a chute that goes straight through the floor.
Right. Gilliga, I presume. I apologize. I messed this up. We're supposed to have the person that doesn't have. Can I grab 2 people and bring them back to this room real? I'll pay you a little bit extra for the inconvenience. I am so sorry.
And Gilliga puts a hand on your shoulder. A big hand. It was soft, but it's big. Like, it really encompasses it. It's almost comforting. And
Almost about
she
it.
just softly says, "I think I can make a party like that work." And marches over to the door, puts on a pair of heels. You can see there's a lot of shoes, different shoes for different occasions, different kinds of robes, different. She puts on these shoes that have these big bells on them. They're just way over the top. kicks the door open. You hear this ringing sound, and as Gilliga walks out, another cheer, and you hear Gilliga, and Gilliga seductively points straight at you, Cornelia. Right at you. You, little one, you're going to join this party. There's no saying no to Gilliga.
Also, our two friends who are visiting from out of town.
Oh, they'll have their turn next. You just stay there on that bed. And Gilliga
I'm just
kind of
gonna-
to you, Cornelia. Just
I'm just gonna go over and crawl into her arms.
yeah, you crawl into her arms. Gilliga holding you like a baby. Just kind of with a flourish, throws her robe up into the air, almost like a Spanish bullfighter, and then just closes the door.
I don't know what's happening. Who needs to actually go up there?
It's just those of us who don't have papers, right? Is that
Right,
the one?
who doesn't? What do we need?
So it's Ander,
In Camden?
Camden, yeah.
And that's it. I
Zuna
think
took
that's-
off.
Right, so it's just... We're all gonna end up there.
That's
so...
fine. This is the place
okay,
we all
so-
want to end up.
So Camden's still a dead man. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I look at Kelwise. All right, I think it's your brother's turn.
Oh yeah, it's his turn. I'll pony up for his Pink Lady Mead.
Yeah, and Jason or Kelwise, when you look over to Ander, you didn't really tell him what was going on, and his eyes are just huge at the bar. His face is flush red. He doesn't know what's going
Listen,
on, but he's
it's now or
absolutely
never.
sure he doesn't want to go up there and be. a part of
You're
Gilliga.
coming with us. You're coming with us, or we're leaving you here.
Yeah, I mean, I would vote to stay if I had a choice.
I think that's the wrong answer. I'm pretty sure you
Yeah.
got to come.
Yeah,
He's got to come.
There's nothing that's gonna get me up there.
Put the money
Oh
down.
no! Oh
Put
no!
the money down. He's coming.
Yeah, and
This
the
one.
bartender's like, well, you know, they paid for their time. We'll have to give them a few moments, at least, if they can last that long.
That's fair.
You know, there's no rush, but you know, we're in a hurry. So
How's Camden doing?
Camden's still out. Pup knocked him TF out, and you know he was already pretty gaunt and messed up to begin with, malnourished.
Yeah.
So like,
Maybe
Not
as
well.
I wait for them to finish, I'll just start sort of like slowly looking him over, being like, oh yeah, I forgot.
yeah,
my
he
friend."
he seems like he's in bad shape. His muscle fibers have just deteriorated past what's healthy. That tension he holds in his body seems to have locked some of his joints almost permanently. Like his shoulders seem to be locked in this place. Even though he's out, he's like some of his body still seems tense.
Well, that's not nearly as fun as Gilliga. Okay. I just you know, I tend to what wounds I can, and wait for Camden's turn.
Yeah, and after a moment, Rezik, are you gonna go down the chute, or are you gonna come back out of the room?
Okay, I mean, I assumed that only people that didn't have papers need to go on the chute. This whole
Mhm.
situation seems a little bit, a little confusing. I guess I will go back out of the room. I don't know. Am I supposed to go on the chute? I don't know. I'll ask Gilliga, I guess.
And Gilliga looks at
yeah,
you.
what are you gonna do, Cornelia?
What's the shoot?
It goes
There's
to
a barrel.
It's like
There's
a
a barrel.
fake barrel. Like it's
Just a bear. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
Okay. Yeah, you
All right.
jump down the
Yeah,
chute,
I'll
and
follow
then
then.
Cornelia, whoof, and then you land on your feet, and you're in. The chute was pretty long. You kind of think like I'm not in a basement. I'm in a basement under a basement. That's what it kind of feels like, the distance you fell. So you go shoot into this room that's lit well, and there's a series of barrels, empty barrels, with padding at the bottom of each barrel, a fake lid, and then like some vegetables that can be placed on top of this fake lid, and then another lid that goes on top of that. So like a fake false bottom kind of thing. There's a whole set of barrels like that. All that look like they have, taps and stuff. They look like keg barrels. They're just.
I'm gonna hang out here and wait for probably Ander. Make sure everyone is safe that doesn't have papers.
Okay.
Just hang out for a minute.
Yeah, and Rezik, what are you doing?
I can see Gilliga a little better now, right?
Yeah, a little bit better, but really like no definition, right? You're working at like 50 progressive scan.
Right. Well, I look at all the wardrobe that she's collected in here, and I'm assuming it's all very, very colorful, meant for pageantry, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I just say you've collected quite a nice arrangement of clothes in here, colors, and wow, I can see why they're all yelling for you outside. You probably look. I can't see you very clearly, but you probably look fabulous. So thank you for all your help.
Oh, honey, you
have a good
sound
night.
nervous. Don't be nervous.
I'm not, but again, thank you. And I head down the chute.
All right. Yeah, and you head down the chute and shoot, fall down, and then you pop out. And you see Cornelia kind of looking around at this underground area, lit up by a small lamp, and you hear something above you. You can't really hear what's going on through the bar. The chute is a little bit, because of its length, it really mods the sound, but you hear a sound, like something loud cheering. You assume Gilliga has walked out. The rest of you in the bar, Gilliga walks out, opens the door, and everyone pauses again for Gilliga. And Gilliga kind of dances down the stairs a little bit and says, "Oh, he couldn't handle all of me, so he had to escape through the window." And everyone's like, he got out through the window. Like, it's so stupid. It's like you're like, how long has this worked? How long have they been doing this? And then it's like so many questions. Like, does Gilliga actually, mix in real clients and such? She's got to, right? You just don't know. It's weird. And Gilliga starts dancing a little bit down the bar, just talking to people. She kind of celebrity, goes from table to table, just talking up the crowd. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna step over. Well, I'm next to Camden. I'm gonna throw one of his arms over mine, and I'm gonna do my best, like, oh, my buddy's real drunk, and kind of walk him over to the bar where, like, hopefully I'd be in the way of Gilliga as Gilliga goes back upstairs, and then
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
God save.
Now that the core has left your body completely.
7.
7. You start to feel lightheaded, pretty lightheaded, and you kind of reach for a stool and miss, and all of you guys see Dresden just onto the ground. Conscious, but not cognizant of what's kind of going on in this daze, almost like drool kind of coming out of his mouth, mumbling something about a horse in the 3rd floor and how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, that reads.
I am not strong enough to pick you up. I look at Pup.
I always gotta be the one to clean out messes.
Okay, Spade, you get the top half. Okay, straight.
Am I conscious still, or am I out?
Yeah. You're kind of like, you're half aware of what's happening.
Okay, well, if I hear familiar voices, I'm like,
Yeah.
Good-
Get
good-
up! And I try to grab both of them because I'm pretty strong.
good Camden to Gilliga first.
Shut up, son. You're grounded. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe that means you need to sit on the ground.
Well,
I'm
here
not
I
quite
am.
sure what that actually means, but
Get Camden up.
I go to pick Camden up and get him up. Actually,
Alright.
I try to pick both of them up, to be honest.
All right, give me a.
But I'm gonna put a little bit more effort in. If I can't do both, then just Camden.
Give me an athletics check.
Athletics.
'Cause they're both-
Bobby Daye.
Dresden's real
Oh, no.
heavy, despite.
have to-
Oh.
Strength, or sorry, athletics.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 17.
Yeah. So
Nice. Okay.
Pup manages to get Camden on one shoulder and half of Dresden on the other. Like, your body is still being dragged along the ground. But where are you headed?
A jacked old man.
Well,
oh, you don't know the things I've seen.
and just up in the direction because Dresden was taking him up, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was
but
trying to-
remember,
I was trying
you
to
gotta order.
Oh, you're trying to set him at the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that,
Yeah.
on the way back, maybe scoop him up and
Oh
she
yeah,
could.
yeah. I'm a lay him like as if he's passed the hell out on a bar.
Okay, yeah, you get them both. And they're both kind of like on the bar. Just kind of.
Oh, never have
in there.
kids. Look at these boys. Look at them.
Paid for Gilliga. Paid for Gilliga.
Yeah, it's almost like you're conscious, and you can move your mouth, but you can't move the rest of your body. So it's just like.
Paid for Gilliga.
What was that? Another pink lady?
For
Another pink lady.
Camden. For
For the
Camden.
skinny one, the skinny boy. We need to put some meat on him. Pink lady for the skinny one.
You sure?
For the skinny boy? Yeah, he needs a rendezvous.
A rendezvous.
With Gilliga.
With Gilliga.
Oh, a pink lady and a rendezvous with Gilliga. I see.
Look at him. Get some meat on these bones.
On in.
Well, it might.
Yeah,
soiree
yeah,
like
she's doing her thing.
might cost a hefty sum.
Oh, and I just throw it on the table.
Okay.
Not
so
really.
20,
I
20 gold pieces.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah, and very similarly so. All right, Pup, give me a performance check, and anyone else who wants to
Performance?
help. You guys gotta get. Camden is passed out, right? And you're pretty sure Gilliga's not gonna take Camden up there. If they think he's just like dead. So like
Frank.
you might have to like be like, oh, he's
Bernie.
drunk, but he's gonna have a good time. He's just drunk. So give me a
12.
performance check. A 12? Anybody else assisting?
I'll
Me?
try.
I'll assist
Well,
with
no,
the
yeah,
performance
Dresden
check.
cannot-
No.
Everyone.
Yeah, trust.
You will make
give a
everything
performance.
worse. Oh. Where did I threw my dice at myself. Hold on. We're good. Okay, well, that is 13.
13.
I don't believe you.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Carry the one.
12 5 plus 7. 5 plus
12.
7.
12.
12.
Okay.
Square root.
So the two of you start.
PEMDAS.
The two of you start weekend at Bernie's Camden's body. He's just dragged up, and Gilliga does her, show, leading you guys up the stairs. One guy yells out, "Oh, he looks like he's dead!" And then there's uproarious laughter followed it. People are like, "Ah, yeah, he does look like he's dead." but no
Dead
one seems to
Coke.
actually think he's dead. And so you guys manage to get Camden up into the room. Gilliga takes him off of your hands, and Cornelia and Rezik, not too. You guys hear this fanfare, followed by a shoo, as Camden's body just kind of comes sliding onto the ground.
I'm
trying to catch him.
No, I mean it's a slide. It doesn't. It's not like a jump. It's not motocross. All right,
Yeah,
it's like
catches
a
like
chute
his
that
boots.
slides
I
out.
just imagine Sweeney Todd, like when the bodies hit the floor and just crunch.
Yeah.
No, it is like
fold up on itself.
a nice.
Get your meat pies
smooth
here.
Slide.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna start getting a barrel
Yeah.
ready for him and stick
Okay,
him
yeah.
in one.
Stick him in a
I'll
barrel.
help.
Unsure if he has like massive claustrophobia issues, but just stick him in there anyways.
And I'm gonna
Um,
check for anything he might have on him to put in my pocket.
Yeah.
I'm
Um,
helping you do this. This is my friend.
He's been in a pit. I don't think he has anything, Cornelia.
He's like half dead.
Cornelia, you notice
She's
on
not
his
gonna need
finger there's a thin band black ring. It almost looks like iron, but it's on there pretty tight.
Can you detect magic, Rezik, on this? Because this is the only thing he has. Maybe this is connected to something wrong with him.
Yeah, would I know what that ring would be
Worth a shot.
because we were friends, so I might know what that would be.
Yeah, it's not something that you'd ever talked about or had a conversation about. This is your first time seeing this ring.
Okay, then yeah, I'll go ahead and my eyes will flash gold, and I'll do a detect magic.
Okay, yeah, this ring has a glow. It's magical, but it's dark. It's a murky, reddish black miasma that floats around this. Something dark is
Good.
possessed this ring.
Yes.
Good call, Cornelia. Yes, there's something very dark powering this ring. I don't want to pull it off because it could possibly hurt him, so we'll have to examine this, but very good call, thank you.
So I can't take it.
Well, dear, even if you did take it, I would suggest not putting it on because, it has a very dark presence around it.
All right, and we'll continue putting him in the barrel and making him secure.
Are you taking the ring?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, like, I just need to know.
Not at this moment.
None of this, like, texting me tomorrow being like, I took the ring. I took it.
Save it for later.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so that really leaves what, Ander? Ander's the only one who doesn't have papers, right?
Yep.
If he doesn't understand what's happening yet, too, like, he's gonna be like, fourth?
Yeah. Ander is looking at you, Kelwise, and he's just like, no one ever comes back. Brother, no one comes back from that room. You have to understand what that means.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, just the way you're thinking about it, it's not a bad thing. Just have some faith.
She's throwing them out the window of the second story. Kelwise.
Just think of it.
Kelwise, my
It's
brother.
an experience that you're gonna cherish for a lifetime.
What does that mean?
Listen,
No, absolutely
I follow you
Absolutely
into
not.
all sorts of crazy
Look,
circumstances all the time. Have a
Exactly.
little faith in me for
You
once,
are not the
and
best
so
judge of
you will.
character, Kelwise. You came into the pit after me.
We saved you.
Moronic idea. I do
Great
appreciate that
idea.
you saved me. Stupid idea. Why would you put yourself in so much harm?
Am I
You were the
back
one who-
from?
Yeah, and you guys come back. Yeah,
Wait a
yeah.
minute.
You guys
Can
came
I
back.
like walk, like shorty walk up to the bit, like put my arms around them and be like, "Cowboys, just get to the point. Anders, it's your way out. Just go."
What trust that?
Is she going to kill me? Is that what you're saying? This is
No.
it for me.
Yes.
My way out.
No.
No,
No.
why
Definitely
would
not.
you do that? Would you
I don't
stop
know.
being a paranoid?
I don't know. I'm a little over my head right now.
Hey,
Literally,
we just
and
saved you. Why would we
figuratively.
then kill you?
I don't know. Payback for catching a 200-pound fish
You didn't.
that all the town
Andrew?
knows? Listen,
if you don't go
Cowwise.
voluntarily, we'll go the same way as Camden. Hit you over the head, and we'll drag you there. It's your choice.
I'd
Yeah,
almost
let's try
prefer that. I'd almost prefer not to be conscious for this.
Can I just give Anders my papers, and I'll just go jump down the barrel? Good lord.
I didn't think you were going to be this difficult. I mean, we just went through the trouble of saving you. Come on.
I know.
Come on.
I know. You
Go have-
saved me
go have a good
physically,
time.
but my dignity.
What? Who's around you that knows you?
I'm gonna knock
You?
him out.
My only family?
Thank you.
I want to
Okay.
knock him out.
Yeah,
No,
roll an
we are a
attack.
little secret.
Roll an attack.
God, kill all men. Jesus.
Do it.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Yeah. So he's like, oh, yeah, Cowwise, I caught a 200-pound fish. You always say I didn't do it, but I always say I did. And then out.
Good night. And I catch him.
Yeah,
There,
you
there.
catch him. And Gilliga, who's paying for Gilliga?
I'll get him.
Okay, so you order a Pink Lady Mead and a rendezvous with Gilliga, and a rendezvous Anders gets. Gilliga, in these tall heels, we're talking like 6-inch platform heels, comes out onto the floor.
She's a solid 4 feet taller than me.
Chest hair abound. Just picks up the lifeless Kelwise, Ander, holds him up, and does a sweep of the floor. A whole song about taller than thee, shorter we shall see, and swings him around, and everyone cheers. No one even seems to clock that Ander is just knocked out, but Gilliga and it's weird because every time Gilliga comes out, it seems like her makeup is completely done differently, and her beard
yes.
just slightly changed a little bit. This time with like
Nice.
gold accents and some eyeshadow. Comes out, just dances Ander up. And Kelwise, your biggest regret in life is that you don't have some way to record this just to show him back. Like, what is happening to his lifeless form? It's up there. It's in your mind palace, but you can never truly describe to him the horrors of what is happening. And you sweep him up to the floor. Gilliga, with one last flourish, holds Anders' doll-like body out, gives a wink and a kiss to the crowd, and then into the room. Closes the door. And for those of you who are in the room, shoo, Anders' lifeless body just slips out.
Oh, wow. What happened to what? Can't check for anything on him.
Yeah, you check Ander. Ander doesn't have anything. He just those still ragged clothes. You notice that scar is finally starting to settle into his face when you pull back his cloak. That triangle in a hex with the lines connecting them. The mark of the goddess Maya. That's really all.
This time
he doesn't
time
even
I,
have his
try to do,
dignity. You're
whole,
pretty sure.
I try to do the whole disdainful Cornelia, but then I'm just like, just hurry up, come on, quickly.
All right,
Yeah.
well, there's nothing. Let's just put him in a box or in a barrel.
And as you guys are doing that, a hatch from the ground pops up in that basement, the lower basement that you guys are in. A hatch pops up, and this man with almost clear skin, long, almost tentacle-like face. His facial hair is almost like just flagella. Big black eyes, an uncast but almost squid-like pops out of a hatch and kind of looks up at you guys. Hey! Whoa! You guys coming with us?
Hi.
Oh, hi! Whoa.
Hey.
Oh, Jeffrey's
Yes,
back.
yes.
You guys coming
Yes.
with us? Oh, okay. Just get in the barrel and we'll mark yourself. Stick it on the side. We'll get you out. We'll get you out. We'll get you where you need to go. Don't worry. I'm part of the Riptides crew. We're gonna get you out. It's really
Great.
fun. Yeah.
What would your name happen to be, by the way? Is it Lefrey or Jeffrey?
What?
What's your name? I'm sorry. What's your
Is
name?
that some kind of weird nickname?
Sorry, no. What is your name? Sorry, I'm Rezik, by the way, and I give a bow.
Oh, hi, Rezik. I'm Inkson.
Inkson.
Yeah.
Good to meet you, Inkson. This is the lovely Cornelia, by the way. Lanolin, by the way.
Hi, lovely Cornelia Lanolin, by the way. That's a long name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you forget it.
Well, let's load these barrels. We got some real good stuff in here, right? All right, let's go.
No, people. No, you get it. You get in the barrel.
I get in the barrel.
We're smuggling you guys. We're gonna get you Edgar on.
Well, we have papers, so we're fine. But we have these two.
Well, then
so
what are you doing down here?
Just it's fine. We'll figure it out.
That's not how it works.
All right, let's go.
Well, you can't. You gotta get in a barrel.
All right, I screwed up. All right, I screwed up. The whole plan is my fault. I messed the whole thing up, and I paid money for it. So it's on me, and I paid for it. Can we get going, please? This whole situation's been extremely long.
Yeah, you gotta get in a barrel. You gotta get in a barrel. Let's take you in the barrel. I put the lid on it. Take you out.
Find a new
You're
stick, by
gonna
the way.
swim
This is
down
not.
here. You're gonna swim down here. There's water down here. There's seawater.
I'm gonna get in a barrel.
Can you breathe seawater?
Yeah, looking hopeless. Rezik head first goes into the barrel.
Oh no, you're gonna be in there. Oh man, you're gonna be in there for a couple hours. You don't want to go head first.
Right, we'll see you in a few hours then. Just move up whenever you feel like it's time.
Okay. And Cornelia, you kind of see him get out, and he's got like the best description I can give you is like a 1,000-legged Squidward. Kind of comes out with these big old bug eyes. Just kind of comes out, moves over to you slowly, with some effort, picks up the lid, puts it on the top of your barrel. Rezik looks down at you. You sure you don't want to flip around? Hey, you! Rezik! Rezik! Oh, no! And he just like pulls you over to the side. Okay. Oh God, you're gonna have a crazy crick in your neck for that. All right. Puts the lid on top, and then the fake lid, and then the top lid, and you're like in this barrel, and then you feel the barrel just start slowly dragging, and then you feel just this weightlessness for a second as you hear the sounds of water surround you. And that's where we're going to pick up next week.
All right.
Oh man.
So good. Woo.
Boy.
So funny. Head first. That's such a good image.
Rezik just shoved in the barrel.
It's like just giving up. Just
Yeah.
For sure.
just totally defeated. That's so funny.
But we'll be back next week. Thank you so much for joining us. We are MinusOneCHarisma, second best D&D stream on the internet. We'll be back next week. But until then, take care of each other, love each other, and good night.
Right.